the place for the realest conversations.
I appreciate United Garden Homes for stopping through with a check for $2,000.
Yes.
Some people came through anonymously,
Yes.
dropped off money. The family has received those funds. And whatever you can do, if everybody do a little, nobody has to do a lot.
The movement continues.
What are some of the conditions in the jail that got people upset, like the living conditions on a day-to-day basis?
We'll come out our cell at 11 o'clock in the morning. We'll get food and we'll get medication. So that shortens the time. Out of those 2 hours, we'll probably get an hour out, and then we'll have to lock back down. And by lock back down, I mean we staying in our cell. We get fed in our cells. We don't come out our cell at all, and that's pretty much the biggest problem. And they simply say that they're short-staffed, but that's not enough because they knew that they were going to be short-staffed. Like, this has been a problem for over 2 years now.
The marathon continues.
There's never been a better time to make change in the city of Milwaukee, starting with the youth. And we talked about the housing. Willie Hines, y'all boy Willie Hines, and they trying to change the leadership over there. We got our hands full, and it's not the time. But we got attorney B. Ivy Lamar on the lines right now, calling from the courthouse. How you doing, attorney B. Ivy Lamar?
Hey, what's going on, Tory? I'm good, man. Happy to be here.
Joining me on the line, Dr. Umar Johnson. How you doing, brother, Dr. Umar Johnson?
Peace and Pan-Africanism, good brother, Black Power, to all my brothers and sisters in Milwaukee, Kenosha, Green Bay, Racine, and across the state of Wisconsin.
Yo, peace, King. I'm going to stand with you and walk with you, brother.
God bless you.
Because I think it's an important thing, what you're doing, and you need to have the support of the community. Regardless if we live in these areas or not, it all affects us in one way or shape or form.
It's time for that action and all the smoke. This is the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association award-winning Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube.
Man, best show in the world, bro. You got the best show in the world. I hope you know that, man.
God bless you, brother. I appreciate that.
Big up to you both. Thank you so much. Tory, you spoke to my kids. Liz, you did too. But you spoke to my kids, and when I tell you both that they was talking about what we did earlier that morning all day, that's literally what they was doing. They was talking about it all day. My son was just hollering,
Awesome.
where's Tory? Like,
I wanted to make sure that I let you know that to hear a person and have a person like you in this community, the way that you are selfless, the way that you give, even when your cup is not even full, you are filling other people's cup. And that just inspires me to make sure that I help you the best way that I can by doing my part.
As always, my good brother, stay cool, stay calm, stay focused.
Now, live from the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is the king of talk radio, Tory Lowe.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth, from 1 to 4. We about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready. 101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. And I'm here for the action.
And nothing but that action.
And I want all the smoke.
Who wants the smoke today?
Salute to all my brothers and sisters on the front lines. The marathon continues.
The movement continues.
How y'all doing out there in Radio Land? How y'all doing in the chat? We got another powerful show for you today. So I'm gonna need y'all to open up your ears, okay? Thank you for joining me this Tuesday, March 24th, 2026. Hey, who we got in the chat today? Who we got in the chat? Salute to everybody joining the show in the chat as we broadcast live on 101.7 The Truth on YouTube. Kawanda's in the chat. Josh, I see you, Josh. Jeff in the chat. Sincere Running Ray Real. Salute to you, King. Who else do we have in the chat? Lori Patterson. How you doing, Lori? Thank you for joining the chat. Hey, look, we got a lot to discuss today because it's a lot of people now discussing the shootings and the homicides, and we see this all the time. Every time we have a weekend that we had this past weekend, you got a lot of people chiming in because that becomes the topic of conversation. And we had a huge show about this yesterday. We talked about it yesterday. Salute to everybody that tuned into the show yesterday. But we talk about just the ideal of violence. And violence has been going on for a long time. It's not just in our communities, but violence is happening everywhere. It just is highlighted more when it comes to black communities. Many times when we talk about the homicide rates and things like that, they'll mostly a lot of those ideas coming out of largely urban communities, a lot of killings and things like that. But I'll say this. We have money coming in for programming. And I was asked a question about, is that effective? Is a lot of these programs effective? And I say, well, to be honest, a lot of it is reactive, because I get called to all of it. I get the call to the reaction. I get the call to the action part. I get called to the arguments. I get called to almost every aspect when it comes to violence, domestic violence. This is what I do, and I don't deal with no organizations to do it. It ain't no groups that I have to deal with to go do it. I'm self-made. I'm a self-made advocate. I do it because I feel like it's my purpose. This is my purpose. Whether I get a check or not, this is what I'm going to do. Probably I'm going to be 80 years old somewhere arguing at McDonald's over they trying to hike up the Citizen coffee. When I start going early to them restaurants early in the morning to get my discount, if they go up 1 cent, Andrew, I'm going to be the one to hold a protest. That's just going to be in my blood for the rest of my life. But if you ask my opinion, I think that the appointments of some of the resources, many times, a lot of it is buddy-buddy. Like, it's not if it's the best qualified person. I think it's the person that's known in a certain establishment or a certain group that gets up next. Like, they'll put people in their status quo ideas up next. And I think that at this point, these people have become so diluted from the community. Like, they may look black, they may talk black, they may even been born in the neighborhoods. But at this point, they're so far away from what really needs to take place that they're no good. It's no good. It look good on paper. I had got these qualifications. I went to school for this. I did that. But at the end of the day, they're so far away. They're so far away from the block that they don't know what to do. So they're just managing. They like a Band-Aid. They just putting a Band-Aid on the situation. And this has been going on for a long time. I don't even talk to these people, tell you the truth. I've been in Milwaukee. I came home like 17 years ago. I still don't know these people. Like, I don't hang out with them. I probably see them in passing. I see what they doing, but I don't know them. I don't know them. Like, I don't, we ain't cool. I ain't cool like that. We just community members. But I do know who does what and who know how to do what. Like, if you hang out enough and deal with enough tragedies, you get to see who show up, what they know how to do, what they're capable of doing, what they faking like they know how to do. You get to see all of it. I don't say nothing. I just do my work and I just keep it moving. But at the end of the day, if somebody asks me a question, then I'm going to tell you from my perspective what I'm seeing. That's it. I'm going to tell you what I see, and it may not be what you think because you don't even know because you ain't even active. You got in your mind, you got a delusional ideal of some of these people
And because you don't know. And I understand it. But don't ask me what do I think, because I'm going to tell you what I know. The community, the Milwaukee community is not that big. It's the same people over and over again, or they buddies that's getting in these seats. That's it. That's all you need to know. And then if they weren't effective, how do you think that the buddy going to be effective? They was always there. Some of these people was always in the group. So if they had a great idea, the group would be better. Understand what I'm saying? So they'll get the next person in line to do nothing. That's what I'm saying. Because if that person was in line, if they were around, if they were a part of the organization, they would have created something because they had the opportunity, because they was in the situation, they was around the organization that was getting the funding. So when they pull up the next person, I don't believe that the next person is qualified. Because if you were already in there, or if you were close to the people that were dealing with the situations, why didn't you make your impression then? And then when they put you up, you were talking and bragging about the effect that you had on the organization before you became in a higher position. So you don't get none of that. You just get the next man up. The next man up don't have no solutions. The next alderman don't have the district don't even improve. They just managing. And that's the truth. They just managing the status quo. We're in a time where we need real results. And it's people out here like myself, like Vaughn came in yesterday, Liz Brown. There's a lot of other people out here that are making a real difference, and they're marginalized. They tried to marginalize me, but they couldn't marginalize me because I don't even work on your system. I don't even work on the system for them to marginalize me. Now, I got blacklisted. They thought I was going to come over there. They thought I was going to make my way over there, but I never made my way over there. I never even wanted to even be a part of nothing they was doing because it didn't work. I'd rather take my time and go house to house, family to family for 17 years than to go over there where they at and do nothing. But there's many people that I met along the way that left Milwaukee because they didn't want to go along with the status quo. They didn't want to be a part of the group. They didn't want to go to the parties. They didn't want to hang out in the back. I don't know what's going on in the back, but I heard some things. But what I'm saying is they didn't want to do none of that. They just wanted to do what they do best, what their purpose was, and get in the results. But they got marginalized and they had to leave. Many of them left, said they had to leave Milwaukee. I hate that when they say they have to leave. Good people with great ideas that have been doing great work have to leave to get their ideas out here. I never left. I stayed. I left when I was coming up, but when I got home, I felt like at one point we was losing a lot of good talent because the establishment would not let these people do anything. They was marginalizing their efforts. They was stealing their ideas. You can steal somebody's ideas, but you're not going to get the results from it. So they even tried to steal some of my ideas. I wrote it down. I got a whole list of ideas they did stole. But I said, if they can help somebody with the ideas, who cares? I was like, hey, look, I was doing it for free. If they can help somebody, hopefully one person can get help. And even if they did take anything I was doing, hopefully one person, if they can help one person, that was better than what was going on. The truth is, we need to get back to grassroots tactics. We need to get back to the front lines. We need to stop using these commercialized ideas, these diluted leadership ideas. The buddy system is through. And we need to get real people that know how to get real results in these situations and stand behind them and expand what they're trying to do. Like if they already doing it on a small scale with no funding, give them the ability to get some funding that these organizations been getting that can't even show no results. Give that person something. There's plenty of brothers that's out here breaking their neck for free, and including myself. But it's really not for free because it's my purpose. And so I don't see it as I'm not getting paid or not. I see it as, did we help the family? At the end of the day, did the family get the results that they was looking for? And if I could say yeah, then I did my job. Not if I got a check. We got to regroup, rethink, and reshape, and we got to repair the village. And that's the truth. We got to repair the village. 2026, it's time to restructure. Are we going to continue to have these big conversations about who going to do what and why all these people dying and why all these people getting shot? And it's the same people from the same group doing the press conferences over and over and over. At some point, it becomes our fault as citizens. At some point, we got to look at ourselves at some point. As members of the village, we got to look at ourselves at some point and ask, what are we doing wrong? Hey, look, when we come back, we're going to get into the show, Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
And that's Tory Lowe, bringing you all the action and all the smoke. Truth Nation is the best fan base in the country.
Been listening to you guys for probably a month. It's some change now, and this is one of my favorite radio shows. And I'm 24, so like I used to think talk shows was like an old head thing, and y'all got me hooked.
Welcome to Truth Nation. We want you to tap into the talk and text line every show, every day at 833-212-1017. Milwaukee Black Talk, 1017 The Truth.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your family's tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
The legendary Broadway show is back. The Wiz. The Chicago Sun-Times raves. It's an eye-popping, high-intensity revival. The music, the voices, the legend returns. Entertainment Weekly says, run, don't ease on down to this spectacular revival. The Wiz. Playing the Marcus Center, March 24th through 29th. Tickets at marcuscenter.org.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
At Grunberg Law Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Grunberg Law Offices today. Proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Who was I can no show on the front line in the snow? Tory Lowe. Who out here righting the wrongs and shining light on these folks? Tory Lowe. Who the biggest advocate that Milwaukee? Who out here finding these babies and bringing them back home? Tory Lowe. If you don't know, then you know. Who gon' be right there with you in that hospital when you shot up? Tory Lowe. Who gon' find a child molester that touched your daughter? Tory Lowe. Who gon' help you out when the landlord put you out of that apartment? Tory Lowe. When your son need a transplant, who gon' find that?
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. Hey, look, Truth Nation, it's that time of the year again for the Tory Lowe Community Cleanup. Mark your calendars for Saturday, April 18th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. as we'll be cleaning up the city of Milwaukee. Make sure you meet us at Evolve Church. We're going to be around Evolve Church this year, around Pitts Mortuary and MLK Elementary School in those areas. So we're going to have a whole schedule for April 18th. Again, that's the Tory Lowe Community Cleanup on Saturday, April 18th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Bring the whole family to keep our city clean. Sign up at ToryLoweCleanup.com. Go to ToryLoweCleanup.com to sign up. I think we got people filling out the volunteer. Hey, look, make sure you fill out so we know we can get a head count because we do have our food sponsors coming through. So we want to make sure that everybody gets fed. So I need everybody to sign up, making sure that we have a great head count of the volunteers that's coming out for April 18th at 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Look, this is a family event. This is one of those events where everybody brings the family out. A lot of children come out. A lot of organizations get your youth. A lot of y'all mentors sign up, bring the youth out that day for the Tory Lowe Community Cleanup, sponsored by Milwaukee College Prep, Steinhoffels, Cousin Subs, and Waste Management. Salute to Waste Management, Cousin Subs, Steinhoffels, Milwaukee College Prep, Evolve Church, Pitts Mortuary, and MLK Elementary School for being involved this year. It's going to be a great event. I'm telling you, you do not want to miss it. This is going to be the biggest cleanup of the year, and you don't want to miss out. You don't want to miss out on working with those that are willing to roll up their sleeves, get involved in what beautifying our community. See, I tell you, a lot of people want to get involved, want you to get involved in the financial ideas. You know, I need you to invest. I need you to give me some money. But when it's time to serve, this is a serving event. You know, we don't need your money. We need you to come out and serve the community and work together to beautify our city. I'm telling you, it's powerful. It's powerful. All we need is your time and energy. 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., the Tory Lowe Community Cleanup. Sign up at ToryLoweCleanup.com or go to 101.7 The Truth, and it'll lead you to Tory Lowe Cleanup. We need all the volunteers. Hey, look, last year with so many volunteers that we went to the areas and we picked up over like 10,000 tons of trash off the face of this earth. I'm telling you, we're trying to double that. We're trying to double that. And like I said, this is about serving the community, getting out fellowshipping in a way where we can come together and know that our brothers and sisters are working together to make things a better, make these communities a better place for our people to live. And I say what my grandma used to say, cleanliness is next to godliness. That's what my grandma used to tell me. You know, and then I look out and I see now that it's trash almost everywhere, all over the city. It's trash all over the city. And I say, hey, you know, we can only do what we can do, but it takes a village. So like I said, if you can't make the community cleanup, we got the Clean Your Hood challenge as well. Get out, get a garbage bag, one garbage bag, and go clean up the neighborhood. When you get that garbage bag full, that's it. One garbage bag. Get the neighbors to come out. Start a community cleanup in your neighborhood, April 18th, and then tag Tory Lowe on social media. Tag me. We want to make this. They say they got all these viral challenges out here. How come we can't do something that's way positive and it helps the community. Let's do our own viral challenge, the hood challenge. Hey, look, clean your block. Go back to the block you say you love the most. Go back to the streets you claim. A lot of these politicians, y'all need to get out there and go to them neighborhoods that you use to get elected. I came off of Burleigh. I was over here, I was over there. Go over there with a garbage bag and get some of that trash up off the neighborhood. Serve the community for once in your life. This is what we're trying to do. It's a lot of things we got to do. I mean, we got a lot of call to actions. We got a lot of things that we're going to be tackling this year. But this is time for spring cleaning, and it's always good to reverence the community by doing servitude ideas as well. I appreciate everybody that's signing up. I can't wait to see you out April 18th for the Tory Lowe Community Cleanup. Once again, make sure that you sign up your family, your friends. If you're a teacher, if you're out there with the students, if you got a school, sign your students up. April 18th is going to be powerful. Woo! I cannot. I get chills when I see people serving, and without nobody arguing. Hey, trust me, ain't nobody going to be arguing out at the cleanup. Ain't no fussing, ain't no drama. Just unity. That's what unity look like. Ain't nobody talking about voting for nobody. Ain't nobody talking about you got to come to my church or nothing. It's just everybody outside working together to make things better in our neighborhoods. And everything counts. Every little bit counts. Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have a Pop Culture Report, Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Feeling lucky? Then roll into Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee this March for Lucky Rollers. Every Thursday, we're giving away over $70,000 in prizes. Play with your Potawatomi rewards card for entries, and you could roll out with $550 in reward play. Or get lucky and win your share of $16,000 in cash. Lucky Rollers, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Walk in for a suit, walk out with two. It's buy one, get one half off throughout March at Nick Avani's. Suits, blazers, hats, jeans, and more. Everything you need from a hands-on team that styles you from head to toe. Find a suit, add shoes for half the price. Land a perfect two-piece set? Now add a vest for 50% less. Prom, weddings, galas, whatever's on your calendar, now's the time to stop in to Nick Avani's. Second floor at Mayfair Mall across from AMC. Buy one, get one half off throughout March at Nick Avani's. Some exclusions may apply. See store for details.
Breaking down the issues that shape our city and our future.
The worst kind of whites, not that I'm picking on white folks, but you know how it goes, is the ones that think that they will lose something if this country becomes more fair and equal. I'm going to say that again. The worst kind of white people are the ones that think that if a black person gets a job and gets an opportunity, and they ignore how hard the black person had to work and the racism, the bigotry, and the discrimination, and just how people turn their noses up at smart black people. They hate us. And the black person works really hard and overcomes maybe generational curses of poor health and poverty and all of those things. And we got to deal with the police and the criminal justice system that doesn't often have our backs. And then the black person gets a job, gets an opportunity, and a white person sees that and thinks that they lost. Those are the worst kind.
It's The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 to noon. Catch it live on YouTube or tune in to 1017 The Truth.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on a dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
This True Sports Update is brought to you by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel. The Milwaukee Brewers are just 2 days away from opening day. The crew will have their final tune-up today against the Cincinnati Reds. That's a 4:10 first pitch at American Family Field. Then on Thursday, they open the season against the Chicago White Sox at home. Full opening day coverage on our sister station, 620 WTMJ. A shorthanded Milwaukee Bucks team lost on the road to the LA Clippers 129-96 on Monday night. The Bucks have lost 10 of their past 14 games, including 3 of 4 since sitting Giannis Antetokounmpo because of a left knee injury. Head coach Doc Rivers after the loss.
Defensively, we had a rough night tonight. Offensively, as rough. You know, it is what it is.
Milwaukee continues their road trip tonight in Portland. This True Sports Update was brought to you by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
He came to give the people love. So let me tell you about the story I know. I said, let me tell you about this hero I know. His name is Tory Lowe.
1017 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Look, we got the Pop Culture Report brought to you by your boy Tory Lowe and Andrew in studio. Hey, look, there's new information going on about Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby has been sued by a woman that said he drugged her. And now, it's just sad to see that a lot of the things that's going on with Bill Cosby right now in his latter years.
Yeah, latter years for sure. 88-year-old Bill Cosby, he got out of court yesterday owing $59.25 million.
$59 million?
$59 million
wow.
to a woman. Yes, after he was liable for sexual assaulting her in 1972.
What, 1970? That was before I was born.
1972. They found after this 2-week trial, they awarded the woman, Danica Mossinger, $17.5 million for past damages and $1.75 million for future damages, including mental suffering, and loss of enjoyment of life, inconvenience, grief, anxiety, humiliation, yada, yada, yada. The list
All right,
goes
hold on. Wait a minute. So this happened in when? 1970?
1972.
How did they prove that he was the one that... that was a long time ago. What were some of the factors? Because all I'm saying is, okay, somebody makes accusations against you. The DNA, was there a DNA test done? What was the evidence?
I can't tell you that. It's a civil jury, though. So this is not a criminal case. This is a civil case. So you get the punitive damages here. And it's also in California, a state where there's no timetable on that. There's no end of, hey, this happens.
But you got to have some kind of proof, though. Like, I wonder what was the deciding factor when it came to this situation. This happened back in 1972.
I wasn't in the courtroom,
all right. So there's no statute of limitations to rape, right?
No.
And anybody can bring a case against anybody. Okay, well, what if, some people that had family members that was raped in slavery, can you bring a case? You know what I mean? Like, I know it ain't no statute of limitations, but what was the incident? What was the deciding evidence that allowed them to award $50-something million for I'm just interested in what they have. Like, I'm for him paying the price, but there have to be some type of evidence that they were in the same place at the same time.
So this lawsuit starts in 2023, Tory. Now, allegedly, according to her, Cosby invited her to a stand-up comedy show in a theater near San Carlos. They both were in their 30s. She said Cosby gave her wine and 2 pills that she believed were aspirin before she went unconscious. She says she woke up with her house with clothes off, talks about the assault, and that's how she knew that Bill Cosby raped her. So,
wow.
Yeah, a lot going on.
And so he had to admit that she was at his house.
Right.
And that he did give her the pills.
So, like I said, civil court, so there doesn't need to be the criminal, like, proving innocence thing. But there's a lot going on here.
Well, if you want to join the conversation, 833-212-1017. I mean, I don't feel bad because Bill Cosby, a lot of people didn't know him as a villain, but America's favorite dad just got sued. 55 total what, $55 million or something like that? And I'll say this. If he did this, he deserves whatever he gets at the end of the day. I'm not trying to, take up for Bill Cosby. Matter of fact, if it had happened around here and somebody would have told me Bill Cosby was like that, I'd have been on his case severely. But like I said, this is back 30-something years. And okay, so the evidence is the story, and so they would have to believe what she said over what he said. But I'll tell you this, Cosby made a huge blunder when I think he took like a when you tell and you can't get prosecuted, immunity.
Immunity, yeah.
But during this immunity, he opened up and said that he did use pills to drug women. Yeah. But they weren't supposed to use it against him because he had signed an agreement for immunity. This was before they arrested him. They turned around and used those statements against him, and he eventually got arrested for making those statements. But then he ultimately was released because he had immunity.
This is in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And, again, it's a civil case, so you don't have to have that criminal evidence here. But the other part of that, so if you did the math in your head, you're probably wondering where's that other, $40 million comes from. Punitive damages. So remember, she gets 17 for past damages, 1.5 million for future damages, and then another 40 million for punitive damages that have occurred in that time. So
wow,
$60 million.
$60 million.
It's a lot of money.
Oh wow! They trying to break Bill Cosby, because I'll tell you this: Bill Cosby was at one point. They had him out front, and we all bid on, the fact that Bill Cosby was a positive role model. He came here to Milwaukee and told people to pull their pants up, everything. People was mad at Bill Cosby because he was kind of being harsh on the black community. A lot of people was upset with Bill Cosby, a lot of the things he was saying about the black family. But I think that now you look and you start to see on the back end that Bill Cosby, who was toted around as a model father of America, was a rapist.
Yeah, and remember at one point he was rumored to be in consideration to buy NBC, Tory.
Right.
There's a lot. Bill Cosby at his peak was a near billionaire with a lot of power.
Maybe he went against the system that made him. I don't know, because you see that anytime somebody goes up against the system, they start digging up their background. Anytime they try to, do something like that deal with the network, go against the grain, they fall. They have a great fall. But this is the way that they were doing people the whole time. Even with all of that being said, with him not filing a lawsuit, but trying to challenge to get NBC, then all of a sudden after that, you start seeing all of the dirt come up about Bill Cosby. But they said that the same thing happened with Diddy. Diddy was always the way he was, but when he went against the liquor brand to sue for discrimination, all of a sudden, boom, he ended up in jail. So it's definitely some comparisons that people are making when you're in those positions and you start going against the status quo, going against the system that made you. They know how to break you. They got enough evidence. They know who you truly are. And once you cross certain lines, they're going to bring that out.
Well, it's like a perfect segue to our next conversation here, Tory. Young Miami sat down with Charlamagne the God and got candid about supporting P. Diddy during his trial last year. She shared that she felt like there was a version that she knew of Diddy. He's a changed man, and it made it very difficult for her to turn her back on him. Now, my question to you then, Tory, is are you surprised by seeing how many artists now in the last, call it 6 months, have kind of come to Diddy's defense a little bit? There's a lot of people.
That's because he's getting out.
You think that's okay?
Come on now. They got to save face.
Huh?
Nobody showed up for trial.
No.
Kanye West showed up. They didn't know what was going to happen. Now they know he got an out date. Well, you know what? Let me get out here and act like I was on his side, because even though Diddy fell from grace, a lot of people know that Diddy still can pull some strings on a certain level when he get out.
I think when he comes out, he's going to have a lot more power than people think he's going to have.
Well, I'll say this: they smacked him on the wrist too. Like, don't ever try to go against the establishment because he didn't get a bunch of years. You know what I mean? So here we go. Like, a lot of people are trying to speak out now that didn't speak out before, but I believe it's politics.
Well, I also think to myself, too, you think about a guy like P. Diddy, very smart, moved around the music industry very well, moved around entertainment very well. He's smarter than to see somebody go on Charlamagne the God's podcast and talk about him, and now he's thinking, oh, yeah, now I got to protect. No, he's not going to do that.
Well, Young Miami was his girlfriend.
Right, but I'm saying...
And he gave her a position of a talk show. He gave her, advice on how to, start her own career as far as what she's doing with podcasting. So, and I think he hooked her up with Revolt too as well.
When he launched it, yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, a lot of this is coming from influence that Diddy had even on Charlamagne, because I think at one point the Breakfast Club had a Revolt mic.
Yeah, they were on Revolt.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, these are people that have a business association with Diddy.
Good. I didn't even think about that, but that's a really good point. They were on Revolt for a long time, and so you think that the P. Diddy has like an entire like media network then working for him?
Well, he's a part of it. It's like Vince McMahon. He stepped down from WWE because of his sexual assault accusations. Now, his stuff is worse than Diddy's. Like Vince McMahon, what they saying that he did to those women was way worse. And there's no real standard. But what I'm saying is Diddy went down from bringing people over state lines or whatever for prostitution. Vince McMahon was actually within the company abusing his employees. So they said he stepped down. So do Vince McMahon still got influence over WWE Universe behind the scenes?
There's a lot of people who defend him every time.
Do he still got power? I say he still do. Sometimes you step down for public reasons, but you still controlling certain things. So
puppeteer.
Yeah, so I think that Vince McMahon, it's like Vince McMahon. He still got some power. Hey, look, when we come back, Truth Nation, we'll still have more Pop Culture Report coming. We got Jay-Z sat down with GQ magazine and opened up about the difficulties he had after the sexual assault allegations came with the Epstein. We're going to talk about it when we get back. Truth Nation, stay locked in.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Milwaukee Black Talk.
You don't want to be there. You don't like the work. You don't like the people. Now, there are some differences. The only difference is modern American slavery and capitalism versus 19th century. We were dramatically more primitive back then. And a slave that is able to buy their freedom is the same as the disaffected, disgruntled worker that is able to buy their way into entrepreneurship, because that for them is free.
Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your families tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
Life's better with American Family Insurance, because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
From office lunches to family celebrations, Cousin Subs has the crowd-pleasing catering you need. Choose from customizable party boxes, individual box lunches, fresh-baked cookies, and our classic party chips. Everything you need to satisfy any size group, big or small. Ordering is easy online or on the Cousins app, so you can focus on the fun, not the food. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. One call, that's all.
Prizes, exclusive experiences, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting truthcontests.com. That's truthcontests.com.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You don't know, you see a feeling when it get a hold of you.
1017 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. Hey, look, we got the Pop Culture Report brought to you by Tory Lowe and Andrew in studio. Jay-Z sat down with GQ magazine. He said the situation the accusations of sexual assault left him feeling uncontrollably angry, Andrew. Your
Tory,
boy Jay-Z.
Boy Jay-Z. Not good for Hova. So he sat down in what was a rare interview for Jay-Z, talking to GQ, went over a bunch of different topics, but the one that got a lot of people questioning about was the sexual assault and misconduct charge that he got in 2024, which was ultimately redacted by the accuser, right? He says that this was, quote, a blackmail attempt. But he goes on to talk about how it was very hard. Quote, I was heartbroken. I'm glad we got right on to that so we could get it out of the way. Like, I was really heartbroken by everything occurred. The whole lawsuit, it took a lot out of me. I was angry. I haven't been that angry in a long time. Uncontrollable anger.
Well, the thing is, he's hanging out with Harvey Weinstein. He's in the Epstein files. He was around R. Kelly. He was around Diddy. Now, I'm just saying, if you go with the concept, if you go with that concept, it's like he's in that circle. I don't know. I think that many times it's hard to get Jay-Z because Jay-Z is moving in a certain way that Diddy was moving reckless. It just seems like Jay-Z was, the way he moves, it's a lot of accusations that come out, but they never stick.
Yeah, Teflon Don almost. You know what I mean? None of this is ever like sticking to Jay-Z. Look, he consistently has been saying that he's innocent. He says that this is like a victory for the truth. The truth is going to be always ahead of everything else, which, you got to respect that. At least if you're going to say something, continue to triple down on it, I guess, Tory. I don't know.
Well, I'm saying that it's hard to get the big dog. Now, they did get Epstein. He was a big dog running around doing nasty things to people. But it's just something that Jay-Z is doing. He's not interrupting the establishment.
No, I think he is the establishment.
No, I'm talking about, but he's not interrupting what they're doing. He's not going against the grain to where they have to take him down.
No,
because I think that if you go with the philosophy that Bill Cosby tried to buy a network, and after that they say that he went down, and you talk about Diddy tried to sue the liquor company, and then he went down. And if you kind of look at most of these entertainers, when they start going against the grain, the status quo, they allow them to fall from grace.
Do you consider yourself a Jay-Z fan?
I'm not a Jay-Z fan. I've never been a Jay-Z fan.
So I was at one point.
I mean, I like Jay-Z, some of his songs, but I was more of like an Ice Cube fan. I was more like Ice Cube. I always said Ice Cube was my favorite rapper.
So I grew up with Jay-Z, right? He was already popular when I was a kid, and I've just kind of rode with that. But I was so disappointed when he signed his deal with the NFL, Tory, because it felt like that was like the ultimate. The NFL is like the ultimate establishment, and he just completely like sold out to them.
Well, a lot of times when we talk about the Colin Kaepernick situation,
exactly,
he ended the Colin Kaepernick situation by signing with the NFL and bringing Rock Nation. And a lot of people felt a certain type of way about that, but he said it was time to move on from the kneeling. And like I said, this is where I say he was working with the establishment. They let him come in. Like Jay-Z has not did anything that I've seen that would cause the establishment to actually allow him to fall from grace. But I haven't seen a lawsuit that Jay-Z tried to sue somebody. I haven't seen Jay-Z ruffle any feathers within the establishment. So it's kind of hard to pin anything on Jay-Z right now because it may not clear.
Well,
it may not clear.
The other part of this interview that is getting a lot of headlines is the fact that he said that maybe rap is past the rap beefs. He was talking about the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef from 2024, and he's like, hey, I think we're too big for this now. I don't think rap needs to have its beefs, doesn't need to have these back and forths anymore.
That's because he don't like 50 Cent, and 50 Cent is making a huge thing about being in beefs and things like that. So he's got to go opposite of 50 Cent as being a calm person. And 50 Cent is like, hey, I'm with the beef. This is how he's getting the attention. Jay-Z is going to take the stance where beef is played out. And I guess he was talking about the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef, and he said that they went too far, and he wished that it didn't happen.
Quote, we've grown so much more than that. I guess I'm going to say I don't know if battling needs to be part of the culture anymore.
Okay, so now here we go. See, this is why, like, remember when everybody was on auto-tunes and Jay-Z made a song, Deaf to Auto-Tunes? He went the opposite direction. And all of a sudden, T-Pain,
almost ruined T-Pain's career.
He ruined T-Pain's career. What you mean almost? T-Pain had to wait a couple years and make a comeback, but Future came along with the same formula and took his spot. But what I'm saying is Jay-Z will always take the opposite stance of what's popular, and I think that that's what he did right here because he went against Nas. Jay-Z was beefing with people. He was beefing with R. Kelly. So what I'm saying is now that everybody's talking about beef and 50 Cent is making DoorDash commercials about beefing, he's going to say, hey, I think beef is done. He's trying to do the same thing that he did with the auto-tunes. He's trying to make it unpopular, and that's what Jay-Z is known to do. He's known to come in and go completely opposite of the culture, knowing that he has influence and knowing that he's going to drag a lot of people in that direction, just like the NFL. This is what he does.
Well, ironically, the biggest loser in this comment was Drake because the internet, Tory, completely took this quote out of context and said, like, could you imagine being Drake losing a rap beef so badly that Jay-Z has to go on a GQ interview and be like, Drake got bodied so badly that we got to just end the sport. No more battling. So Drake is catching a lot of strays from this comment.
Well, I would have thought that the lawsuit that Drake filed was over the top. That was the first time I seen a rap battle that ended with somebody trying to sue over lyrics. You know, that you put out the first song, you put out the first diss track, like about somebody's wife, somebody's girlfriend. So I thought that it would be more about the lawsuit that Drake did on Universal. That when it comes to beef. I've never seen that happen.
Do you remember
Drake took it to a level where now people are going to sue for defamation from here on out. Like, beef is not going to be, oh, you said this about me, I said this about you. Now, if you say anything incorrectly, you could get a defamation suit against the person and sue them in court. This is where the future of beef is going.
Not fun. Yeah. We got to get the 50 Cent documentary crews out here. That's the new beef style. That's the new way to do it.
You better be 100% right when you jump out there, especially if it's a public figure, because now, as lawyers, if you got any money, they're going to sue you. Look what happened with Cardi B and Tasha K.
Yep.
She owes Cardi B $4 million off a defamation lawsuit, and she's going through it trying to raise money, do a GoFundMe. They even say Nicki Minaj donated to her GoFundMe because she said things about Cardi B that she couldn't prove, and now she is $4 million in the hole to Cardi B. So this is where it's going with the lawsuits, with these beefs. If you got beef with somebody and you just out here running your mouth saying things that's not true, even comedians now are coming under fire, and they saying it's just jokes. But now I would believe that in the next couple years, I wouldn't be surprised if one of those comedians that got them Netflix specials, they say something that's not accurate, they get a lawsuit.
They get sued.
They get sued. I'm seeing that they don't matter what. It doesn't matter where you at now.
I think I need to take my LSAT.
You got to be a little bit more accurate.
Need to get my law degree, Tory. I think we have a lot of money on the line here. All right, finally, we got one more story for you. Cam Thomas, we talked so nice about him when he got signed by the Bucks, got released.
Okay, I started seeing Cam Thomas not playing a lot lately. I was going to ask that question. I didn't see a lot of Cam Thomas anymore. So what happened?
He got released, Tory.
From a behavior detrimental to the team, or what?
Yeah, detrimental to our lottery odds. He was putting the ball in the hole too much. They sat Giannis down. They lost bad last night, 129-96 to the LA Clippers playoff team. The Bucks do not look like to be a playoff team this year, Tory. You hate to see it. I hope Cam Thomas has a good career.
Okay, so they didn't say why they let him go.
I'm telling you, it's because he was too good.
No, okay. Well, what I'm saying is, if they rebuilding, right, you would want a Cam Thomas.
Here's the Zach. It was a 1-year deal, and if you're trying to lose games, then this dude could go off for 40 and accidentally win you a game.
Oh, wow.
Not helping the cause.
So, okay, we're going to release you because we don't want to win.
Exactly.
That's wild.
Now a team that might be a winner.
Here we go.
Cavs, 76ers might be looking at
allegedly, I guess.
Just allegedly, yeah. Sprinkle allegedly through there.
Okay, because
I miss Cam Thomas already.
Because it seemed like Cam Thomas needed the ball in his hands to create a shot. So it seems like I didn't see it working out between Giannis and Cam Thomas at all. Because why? Because they both need the ball in their hands to create points. And Giannis soaks up a lot of energy when he's on the court. He needs the ball in his hands to be effective. And a lot of times when you see Giannis with these young players, it don't work because they need the ball in their hands. A lot of these players, in order for them to get 20, in order for them to get 25, 27 points, they need to have that ball in their hands to catch a rhythm. So if that's not happening and everything is going to Giannis, they point totals be lower when Giannis is on the floor. All right, look, when we come back, Truth Nation, we're going to open up the lines. Stay locked in.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Truth Nation is the best fan base in the country.
This is my first time calling in, but I listen to you all the time, and I appreciate you and with Bill Brown and everything you stand for and everything that you do. So I want to say thank you so much for being you.
We want you to tap into the talk and text line every show, every day at 833-212-1017.
Hey, man, this station is on fire the last couple days.
Milwaukee Black Talk, 1017 The Truth.
Hey there, Jane Lynch here. You want to hear something funny? Too bad. You want to hear something uplifting that will inspire you? Good, because today I want to talk to you about Direct Relief, a humanitarian organization that does seriously good work when it counts. Fires, hurricanes, earthquakes. When disaster strikes, Direct Relief immediately shows up with medicines, medical supplies, and everything doctors and nurses need to save lives. Let's ship her out! Every day across the United States and around the world, they're making an enormous difference. If someone needs help, Direct Relief helps. No politics, no red tape. Hey, what you doing over there?
Oh, I'm packing insulin for kids with diabetes.
See, every box here is literally a lifeline for someone in critical need. So check them out at directrelief.org and donate if you can. You might just bring a smile to someone's face.
People don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. You think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a Bright Focus Foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
Truth Nation, stand up and tap in. This is 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory, Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory, Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
1017 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 1017 The Truth. Thank you for joining me for the second hour of the Tory Lowe Show. And I'm just receiving some information, Truth Nation, about Governor Evers responding to the violence in the community, basically saying that he may send the National Guard to Milwaukee. I think the mayor responded to where they are kind of pushing back against it. But this is from WISN 12. Governor Evers not ruling out sending National Guard troops to Milwaukee after violent weekend. Andrews, look and see if we can get some information on that. It's a couple things that's going on with Governor Evers, but this first idea is that he's not ruling out sending the National Guard troops to Milwaukee. And a lot of y'all, when Trump was saying that he was going to send the National Guard, y'all had a certain reaction to it. But now Governor Evers, after this past weekend, he not ruling it out. He not ruling out sending the National Guard to the city. Do y'all believe? I want to get some feedback on this. Do y'all believe that y'all want to see the National Guard here now that Governor Evers may be considering sending some National Guard assistance to the city? 833-212-1017. I think we already had this discussion about National Guard being involved in the community ideas. And a lot of y'all gave a little pushback. Some of y'all said, hey, we need whatever we can get. I'll say this, at this point, it's so unpredictable with the homicides and where it's going to happen. It's happening downtown. It's happening around town. It's happening down the street. Many times, I don't think the National Guard can only be an extra reactionary source because you never know when it's going to happen. It's so random. You're not going to get ahead of somebody shooting somebody unless you're right there in front of them to try to diffuse the situation. So bringing more troops in, I don't know. Maybe the National Guard will kind of make people feel like, okay, we better not do nothing out here because the National Guard is out here. We may not want to deal with that element. So maybe that's the case. Maybe that could be the case. But at the end of the day, I don't think the randomness of it, I don't think the National Guard can handle the randomness of it. We got some video. We finally got some video on this. If you watch us rebroadcast live, let's listen.
Governor Tony Evers was in Chippewa Falls today highlighting grant funding to promote safety in the classroom.
This afternoon, Governor Evers was at CISA 10 in Chippewa Falls for a discussion about violence prevention. CISA 10 will receive about $800,000 out of the $15 million distribution. The largest portion will be allocated to train district staff on training and sustainability methods. Evers says his office will continue messaging the success in places that they've been implemented.
That's the only way we're going to be able to continue to increase the money around mental health and violence prevention. And so we feel strongly about that. I think most of the Republicans and Democrats feel the same way.
Evers says the grant money is important for smaller districts that might not have access to violence prevention resources.
All right,
Staff
so
members
this
from
is,
the
this is
OSCEO
Evers talking about the violence prevention monies that's coming through the state, $15 million. They're working with organizations, schools, police resources, the resources that we have in place probably in, like I said, $15 million is a lot. They're saying that they're going to try to continue the efforts, but this is something that we got to make sure that we understand when we get around these conversations of violence and we start having these mainstream conversations. You're going to see a lot of these people pouring into ideas that were already existing before it went out of hand, before it got out of hand. That's all I'm saying. Like pouring more money into something that had already had $10 million into it, and we haven't seen anything as far as visibly that we can say, okay, this is actually working. That's all I'm saying. These are the same ideas. And then sometimes they say they'll create the problem and then kind of double back around and throw money at it as a funding source. So to me, it's a lot of money that's being thrown out here. But over the years, we haven't seen anything tangible. Matter of fact, it's getting worse. Last year, the violence went up 8%. But before last year, before it went up 8%, they were bragging that the violence was going down. But I kept telling people that the violence is only going down because of the subsiding of the record numbers. So it was finding a middle ground. And once it found the middle ground, okay, now we back up 8%. And a lot of people was trying to use that as a way to get funding or say that they were actually being effective. Okay, well, if those efforts were working, why aren't they continuing to work? That's how you know it's fake. You know what I mean? Like it's not real. They're just using the numbers to their advantage. And then when it don't work, well, violence is up, but shootings is down. Like they'll find another statistic to run to because they not doing nothing. This is not, we got to stop all of this. This is common sense. This is common sense. You can't say, okay, violence is dropping after a record number. You can't. You can say it, but that doesn't mean that you're being effective. That's all I'm saying. And I said this. Now 2025, homicides back up 8%. Oh, wow. They going to crime is down. Crime dropped. They going to keep moving the goalposts to find out any statistic in their favor so they can keep throwing it out to the public. And now people are getting shot. A lot of people got shot over the weekend. Now here we go with the alarm, with the emergency, more money, throwing more money, maybe to the same people that was there that got the money the last time. Hey, if y'all want to join the conversation, 833-212-1017. We got Alicia in the chat. She says, Evers was responding to a question. He basically said he believes MPD can handle things, but if the mayor asks for help, he would consider sending them. That is the appropriate response. LaRon Taylor says, I don't think the governor would do it, but if he did, I don't care. I am not out in these streets, and if you're not acting right, you get what's coming to you. Hey, look, I'll say this. Whatever the situation is, it got to be on one accord. It's got to be on one accord. And the community has to understand that even though they may send some people to try to help, we got to do our part too. It's a part that the community has to play as well. This is why I only deal with the community, because when something happens in the neighborhoods, the community members know. And sometimes the mistrust between the police and the community gets in the way of trying to get a lot of this resolved. Sometimes the prevention methods turn into salaries where people are just doing the bare minimum or like doing enough to keep the grant money coming in. And then, when things like this happen, they see it as another way to get more money because there is a need. But it's the money going to the right people. Is the money going to the status quo, or is it going to the people that's going to really make a difference? And we can see out our window what's really going on. I don't even have to say what y'all already see. I don't have to say it. All you got to do is open your eyes and see it. It's common sense. We also got another article from WISN about the shooting over the weekend with Governor Evers. Let's listen.
Governor Tony Evers not ruling out sending National Guard troops to Milwaukee after a really violent weekend. Police say just 3 shootings happened in less than 72 hours, and it left 2 people dead, 7 others injured. We put those locations on a map for you so you can see where these are. Early Sunday, a triple shooting killed a father on Milwaukee's busy Water Street. 22-year-old Dylan Jackson died at the scene near Juneau Avenue. According to Milwaukee police, 22 people have now been killed in Milwaukee so far this year. That's the same number of homicides through this date last year. 70 people have been injured in shootings in 2026. That's actually down from 103 at this time in 2025. Governor Evers today in Milwaukee.
Is sending the National Guard to Milwaukee something you would consider to help Milwaukee police?
Well, if they needed the help, I think the police department and the officers here are doing as much as they possibly can. If there's something that the Guard could do, I think they would have to ask us.
A spokesperson for Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson said the city is not considering National Guard help right now, saying, quote, our police are well trained and experienced. Inviting others to participate in law enforcement or crowd control presents its own set of challenges. Hey, Governor Tony Evers.
Okay, so this is the thing. Like, we have these conversations every time something like this happens over the weekend, and it ain't even hot outside. It ain't even, we already know. We ain't even got to the right temperatures to where we know where we got to be protective, more protective, keep our head even more on a swivel. But now we're seeing early signs that's matching last year's rise in homicides at 8%. And now here comes more money, more funding. They say, well, $15 million coming through the state to these agencies. And many times, a lot of these agencies, they use this money and they don't have the results over years and years and years. And I tell you, after a while, you got to reevaluate the whole thing. That's why I tell people we got to repair the village. We got to reevaluate, regroup, rethink, and reshape how we getting down out here because it's not working. And that takes us. What I'm trying to do is make us as community members and citizens take more action. That's all I'm saying. Eddie says, I'm confused, Tory. Temp changes means violence where? No. What I'm saying is we know a certain, when it gets hot outside, people act a little bit different. I'll say that. Maybe you may not understand that. I'm not going to even explain that to you, Eddie. But what I'm saying is this is where I say we as citizens have to take more action and making sure that we get involved to the point where we direct the funding, where we direct the leadership, because obviously they're hitting and missing, and we got to make sure that we are protected, that our tax dollars are put in a space where we can see some results. And that's not much to ask for. That's not asking for it much. That's the basics. That's the basics. Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more discussion, Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
At Junior Achievement, students learn how innovation, creativity, and entrepreneurship can turn a simple idea into something that changes an industry. With support from Cost Corporation, students are discovering how engineering, product design, and smart marketing bring great ideas to life. From pioneering studio headphones to building a brand recognized around the world, Cost shows students how technology and creativity shape the way we experience music. Learn more at ja.org.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your families tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
Every child deserves a school that sees their brilliance. At Milwaukee College Prep, they believe in high expectations, strong character, and academic excellence starting as early as age of 3. MCP scholars continue to outperform their peers across Milwaukee. And the best part about it all, Milwaukee College Prep is tuition free. If you're looking for a school that partners with you, challenges your child, and prepares them for college and beyond, Milwaukee College Prep is the place. Visit MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com to learn more. That's MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com.
I'm Sherwin Hughes, and I know the power of Stars and Stripes Honor Flight firsthand. As someone who's been on an honor flight, I can tell you it's a day you'll never forget. Stars and Stripes Honor Flight gives our oldest veterans who served in any location in June of 1975 or earlier a free one-day trip to Washington, D.C. for veterans. Airfare, meals, a coach bus tour, and special flight apparel are all included. It's a day of honor, gratitude, and camaraderie. Veterans who served in the Vietnam or Korean War go to flySSHF.org and ask for an application.
Tacos and Tequila Festival, Saturday, May 30th at Franklin Field, featuring live performances by Shaggy, Rick Ross, Genuine, Soulja Boy, Frankie J, Mims, and more. There will be craft margaritas, Milwaukee's best taco vendors, authentic lucha libre wrestling, an exotic car showcase, a Chihuahua beauty pageant, art installations, and so much more. Tacos and Tequila Festival, Saturday, May 30th. Get your tickets at tacoandtequilafestival.com.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
What we doing? We out here fighting for the people. What we doing? We out here fighting for the people. Tory Lowe, part 1. We out here fighting for the people. We out here fighting for the people. I can make a sequel. All these murders is getting lethal. Low, low. We out here fighting for the people. It's like a slaughterhouse, and we need a water drought. They tryna wipe us out. We out here fighting for the people. We out here fighting for the people.
1017 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. Don't forget to sign up Saturday, April 18th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. We'll be cleaning up the city. Make sure you meet us out in the streets. We'll be at Evolve Church, Pitts Mortuary, and MLK Elementary School. Again, Tory Lowe Community Cleanup Saturday, April 18th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Bring the whole family out to help keep our city clean. Sign up at ToryLoweCleanup.com. That's ToryLoweCleanup.com. Or you can go to 1017 The Truth and sign up through 1017thetruth.com. Hey, look, we've been talking about the urgency to get things done with these homicides, these violent incidents that's happening in the community. And trust me, when families call me during this time, it's just a lot to absorb, to take in. Over the past couple weekends, I had multiple families that I've helped multiple times with tragedy call me again because there's another family member that have lost their life due to tragedy. So it's just, I'm becoming way too familiar with these families that's having these incidents. And I've helped so many families across the state. I'm talking about just over the years, 17 years, that when I see another family member or another cousin or another, eventually it just gets disheartening to see all of this happen. Well, we got efforts of people that are out here doing the work, and many times they don't get the support. A lot of this money coming in, $15 million from the state, where is it going? And do we have results from the last $10 million that came through? Like, where are we going with a lot of this? Every time we get the alarm that, we got to do something. Tax dollars are coming in the community. Our question is it going to the right place? Because ain't no way this city is less than 600,000. We got millions of dollars in the city, and we not making a dent in this. Well, we got the Milwaukee mayors calling for action from lawmakers after the weekend shooting. We got some audio on this if you're watching as we broadcast live. This is the mayor calling for action from, I guess he wants the lawmakers to move that pen. If you're watching as we broadcast live, we got video. Let's listen.
On video obtained by CBS 58 shows a man laying in the road while Milwaukee police officers perform CPR. In another clip, police surround two bodies on the ground. Those videos taken around 1 a.m. Sunday on Water Street, an area bustling with nightlife. Milwaukee police said a 19-year-old and 18-year-old were shot. A 22-year-old man was killed. Family says his name is Dylan Jackson. The day before, 5 people were shot outside the Green Tree Apartments on 37th and Darien. In broad daylight, 25-year-old Simeon Calvert was killed. Police believe it stemmed from an argument.
They get into an argument, they get into a spat, a personal disagreement, and then the resolution that they bring forward is to take out a gun and fire on each other. Like, that's not right.
Mayor Cavalier Johnson is continuing violence prevention efforts, working alongside MPD and the Office of Community Wellness and Safety.
Working to make sure that people, particularly our young people, are engaged in positive things. Working to grow stable housing in our city. Working to make sure that folks have access to good paying family support and job opportunities in our city. All those things make a difference in violence reduction.
But he wants more to be done that he says he can't control.
There are too many people who should not have access to guns, who have far too easy access to them.
Johnson's calling on Madison and federal lawmakers to get guns off the streets.
I'm not saying that we should go after people who are, law-abiding citizens who have guns and all that. When you got somebody who gets into an argument and they think the answer is to shoot and end that person, that's not somebody who should have their hand on a gun. But we need the state and the federal government to be a part of those solutions. And they're just not. They're just not.
All right, well, I think that a lot of the organizations, he probably need to reevaluate where he distributing a lot of the resources to, too. I believe that needs to be reevaluated, or they need to come out with a blueprint on what the results is from the work. Like, let's start there. You want lawmakers to do something, that's fine. But y'all been dumping this money into a lot of these ideas. They need to all stand up and show, like, pie charts on the areas and the things that they're affecting. That's, because I need that too. I need that too. We got Norm on the lines. If you want to join the conversation, 833-212-1017. How you doing, Norm?
What's up, my brother? How you doing, man?
Blessings, brother Norm.
Man, that's what's up. Hey, I ain't gonna even talk about my son, but my two daughters, they're in their 20s, and they said, Dad, you can get a gun for under $100 anywhere.
What?
In Milwaukee. Yes, man. These young people, and they was like, they all got their permits and stuff, but they said, man, they selling guns. I don't know. Did they put something in the streets or something? She said, my daughters, both of them said, oh, I can go get a gun right now for under $100.
They know exactly where to go.
It's so sad, man. Yeah, and these girls don't even do that. They all working and doing it, but they said you can just find it so easy.
You know, I've talked to a lot of. Thank you, Norm. I appreciate you for tapping in and letting us know that. But and you're right. A lot of these young people got guns, and I used to always wonder how these kids ain't got a pot to use the bathroom in, but they got this gun with all this ammunition. I understand what I'm saying. So it seems like this has been going on for even when my uncles was coming up, you know. So is there something else working in the community? Also, you do got elements where people are breaking into cars, opening up trunks, taking out people's weapons, especially when people go clubbing. They may leave the weapons in the car because they can't bring them in the clubs. People start breaking into cars, taking people weapons and things like that. So that does go on, too. But, you know, for years and years, we've always wondered where these guns came from with these banana clips. How are these young people getting these AR-15s with the banana clips and things like that? And it's just wild to figure out once you start digging that, you know, there is something out here that they know where to go. They know where to get the gun from. They know how much it costs. There's a whole system out here. Who put that system together? Who put it together? Who's supplying this system? Hey, look, when we come back, Truth Nation, we're going to continue to open up the lines if you want to join the conversation. 833-212-1017. Mo the Elephant in the chat. I hope those are not ghost guns. Yeah, because now they can 3D print. They can 3D print the pistols now. Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more conversation, Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hi, I'm attorney David Gruber. After an accident, you need a trusted winning team on your side. For more than 30 years, Gruber Law Offices has helped Wisconsin families get the results they deserve. If you've been injured, call our firm today for a free consultation. We're available 24/7. Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on a dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
70 million people in the U.S. have learning and thinking differences, like ADHD and dyslexia. Each has their own story. This is ours. At first, I thought it was just a phase. Then schoolwork became a struggle. Emotions got bigger, and my kids started falling behind. I felt alone, like I was lost in the dark trying to find answers. Then I learned about Understood.org, a nonprofit empowering parents and kids like us. It was like we had a light to show us the path ahead. Whenever new challenges came up, their guidance helped us figure out our next step. We still have tough days, but now we have direction. And I have the tools and resources I need to help my child thrive. No matter where you are on the path, Understood can help you keep moving forward. Visit understood.org/yourpath today.
This True Sports Update is brought to you by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel. The Milwaukee Brewers are just 2 days away from opening day. The crew will have their final tune-up today against the Cincinnati Reds. That's a 4:10 first pitch at American Family Field. Then on Thursday, they open the season against the Chicago White Sox at home. Full opening day coverage on our sister station, 620 WTMJ. A shorthanded Milwaukee Bucks team lost on the road to the LA Clippers 129-96 on Monday night. The Bucks have lost 10 of their past 14 games, including 3 of 4 since sitting Giannis Antetokounmpo because of a left knee injury. Head coach Doc Rivers after the loss.
Defensively, we had a rough night tonight. Offensively, as rough. It is what it is.
Milwaukee continues their road trip tonight in Portland. This True Sports Update was brought to you by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Yeah. Who the people's champ? Who the people's champ? Hey. Tory Lowe. When it all goes wrong, where the people go? Tory Lowe. Who's speaking up for those people in the ghetto? Tory Lowe. Who is like Kenosha on the front line in the snow? Tory Lowe. Who out here righting the wrongs and shining light on these folks? Tory Lowe. Who the biggest advocate that Milwaukee?
1017 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. We talking about the commotion that goes on after a weekend in the city where several people shot, a couple people lost their life, and now there goes the press conferences. There goes the we need to do X, Y, and Z. And I think last time I seen this much commotion was when Young Tweezy got shot downtown. In a drive-by shooting, Young Tweezy and several others were shot downtown last year around 4th of July. They don't like when there's shootings going on downtown. That's bad for business. And so you see a lot of this commotion, a lot of these wheels start to turn once something happens in the downtown district. Concerns about Milwaukee violence following Water Street shooting. We got some concerns. If you're watching this, we broadcast live. We got some video on this as well. Let's listen.
A chaotic night on Water Street before 3 people were shot. An unrelated incident. Video captured someone being pistol whipped.
I think it gets a little more dangerous when the weather's nicer.
They are incidents those who enjoy the area say are becoming too common.
You hear about these shootings a lot, I feel like, and more than we really should.
Early Sunday, 22-year-old Dylan Jackson was shot and killed here, and 18 and 19-year-old were injured.
Male, multiple gunshot wounds.
Police say its Code Red deployment focused on curbing violence downtown was in place over the weekend. MPD says it may modify plans to ensure safety in the area.
There's a strong police presence. They close down the street. There's police everywhere, and these things still seem to happen.
Those who enjoy Water Street say inside the bars they feel safe, but when they step outside, that's not always the case.
Most of the bars pat you down, wand you down, but sometimes walking on the street, not as much.
They'll continue to do what they can to protect themselves, hoping the city does the same.
I don't know how you fix it.
All right. Hey, look, like I said, that's a problem. When you got the downtown customers that go to those bars down there, they feeling unsafe. You're going to see a lot of people. You're going to see a lot of commotion. You're going to see a lot of people demanding that something happens when it comes to downtown. So you're going to see a lot of press conferences, people trying to, kind of calm people's nerves, because it always, have all these discussions and then it happens again. So what I'm saying is, should we be looking at other options, other means to try to get this done, trying to get this issue addressed? We got Al on the lines. How you doing, Al?
I'm doing fine, but one thing we all have to realize, everybody is smart, bright, and intelligent, and everybody has free will to do right, okay? And it doesn't take it doesn't take nothing to be ignorant. So me personally, I'll say let them shoot and kill each other. Let them die out because they can't be saved. You know right from wrong when you decide to go out there. And they're the main reason why a lot of people are moving away from the city. You might have to pay a little extra to have your peace, but why keep trying to save people who don't want to save themselves? That's like spending $2,000 on a car and the frame is rotted out. I just let them shoot and kill each other and let them die out. That's all you can do. Because the only thing going to happen is when they get 30 and 40 years old, they're going to find Christ, and then they're going to talk about how God forgives them for their sins. Or once they go to prison and that dude go past that second ring in his ass, he's going to come out as a Muslim.
Oh, wow.
So let them shoot and kill each other and let them die out. This ain't no mental health. They know how to act when the white man come around. They know how to respect him. But then when they see their own people, everybody grabbing their guns and biting their lips. Let them die out. That's all you can do. But the only positive thing is whoever's selling life insurance policies, this is their time to make their money because some people can't be saved. Let them shoot and kill each other. And for the people that's living in inner city, if your credit score is over 700 and you caught up on your bills, move somewhere else where you don't have no alleys and no sidewalk and you can get your peace of mind. Because you don't have to stay in the inner city and deal with this bull sugar honey iced tea. Because y'all did y'all job as parents. Y'all raised y'all kids. Now you got to take time out your day to raise somebody else's kid? Hell no. Just get your stuff and move and let them die out. That's it. Have a good day.
All right. Hey, a lot of people feel that way. Like, I'm finna leave. I ain't got time for this. You know, these are just different angles that people take in these conversations. And salute Al for tapping in. Because, like I said, what Al said is I've heard somebody tell me that. They have said this to me. So at the end of the day, we got to make sure that we have this well-rounded conversation about what's going on out here in the city. I mean, I'm an advocate, so I got a different perspective. I got to get in there. I get called to a lot of this. I have to resolve some of these people issues. A lot of these homicides go unresolved. A lot of times they don't have insurance and things like that. So I have to deal with a lot of the family side of these things, of the discussion. And then when I look out and I talk to some of the officers, they tell me some of their side of the stories. And then I get to hear the detective side. Then we get to come on the air and talk to the community. And many times when I'm out in the community looking for different elements to try to bring justice, I get to hear some of the resident side of the story. So if you want to join the conversation, 833-212-1017. Hey, you more than welcome to tap in to the conversation. Once again, violence is the topic, and like I said, I've never when something happens downtown, people want answers, and then you see a lot of people coming forward, trying to. A lot of the talking heads that came forward on other situations, when it get high profile, white customers downtown that go to the bars, they feeling unsafe. I'm telling you, in the city of Milwaukee, downtown is where they building up downtown for tourism, and that's not good. That is not good. So you're going to see a lot of people chiming in, trying to say, okay, trying to calm people's nerves because they can't have no shootings going on downtown. Now, maybe in your neighborhood, maybe if it's away from downtown, you might hear crickets a little bit. But now that this downtown shooting was included over the weekend, now they putting it all together. But mainly it's that downtown shooting that they can't have people being afraid to go into the district. They've been building up. They got new ideas, a lot of neighborhood development, a lot of buildings going up, a museum, bucks going on, everything that happens downtown. They don't need people feeling like they can't go downtown and enjoy themselves. We got Sandra on the lines. How you doing, Sandra?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
Blessings, Queen.
Oh, good. Because with all the heat heat around here. We're going to need it, huh?
Hey.
Yes, but
keep your head on the swivel, Queen.
I do, because every time they say shootings and killings, and, I mean, it'd be a lot of shootings other places, too. And like I said, when you see mass shootings, and all we get is thoughts and prayers. So, and then I just sit and shake my head because nothing is going to be done. But now we have it in our community, and the sad part about it, every time it comes to politics, the way people win on politics to say blackface, and blackface is always crime. Because they never, we don't hear anything good about ourselves, and then when we do, we says, let them kill themselves. But there's more to the city than that. It's how did we get to this stage? How did we get to a city that's gutted out? People dump trash all over it. The streets are bumped up. It's just a horrible sight down here. It's nothing to make your heart feel good about. And then you got the kids. Now we're closing schools. We can't get the teachers. We can't pay the teachers. We got to put police in school. I'm 77 years old. I was in school here all my life. And and it was enjoyable. Even though it was racism, but I never had to deal with it, because a lot of white people stayed here. But all of a sudden now, when they started putting the expressway up, 43, that was all where black people lived. They put the expressway up. They flatted the white people out of here. They had signs going up. We're not moving to suburbia. We like it here. So they had the plan in the first place for the white people to get out of here. And now that we're blackenized in the city, everything in the city is crime. But what something else sinister, it's not sinister for them, but to me it's going on because the sinister part is always with the Chris. But a lot of people, I live in the city and I own my house. I get letters all the time to buy my house, and I talk to other people that live in the city, and they get letters all the time. So something is going on in this city, and they want us out of here in gentrification, what they call it. And they're going to build this city up. And I guarantee you will not see no crime. But don't forget the data centers coming up.
Right.
So that's going to take the place of police, your military, and probably ICE, because they'll have every kind
camera
of
everywhere
eye on you that they can have. So all this is coming, but I'm just letting you know they're trying to buy out these houses and empty lots now. So something else is going on. But they can't do it for us. We got to look like the criminal.
Wow. Well, Queen, I appreciate you for tapping in. Hey, look, a lot of people feel your sentiments. But we got to make sure that if we're going to be here, we got to be about that action. And I always tell people, like, that don't mean jump in front of nobody that's doing nothing crazy. That's trying to do preventative measures and setting standards. And so when people do fall out of line, they're easily captured or easily put in a situation where it's under control. If everybody's working on the same frequency as far as being about that action and being out here, dealing with the community hands-on, they'll see a lot of the people that are not going with the frequency, going with the flow, and then we can kind of get it under control a little bit or get them off the street as fast as possible. And this is what we want to build, a community that's aware so we can, if something does happen, we can remedy the situation quicker. Hey, look, when we come back, Truth Nation, we got smoke on the lines. We got some chat. We got some talk to text. We're going to try to get to it all when we get back. Truth Nation, stay locked in.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
The Brew Crew are back on March 26th.
Curio sends it deep to left, and there she goes.
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they open up the season against the Chicago White Sox.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness. Third deck.
Brewers opening day is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in March 26th at 1:10 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
As the White House threatens to take over state elections, restrict abortion nationwide, and take away our health care, the Wisconsin Supreme Court is the last line of defense for our rights. That's why the Supreme Court election on April 7th is so critical. The ACLU does not endorse or oppose candidates, but wants you to make an informed decision. When it comes to abortion rights, Maria Lazar supported overturning Roe v. Wade and is endorsed by groups that want to ban abortion. Chris Taylor voted against abortion bans and defended abortion rights while working with Planned Parenthood. And on the issue of voting rights in Wisconsin, Maria Lazar defended efforts to rig elections for one political party through extreme gerrymandering of congressional and legislative districts. Chris Taylor opposes rigging the system with extreme partisan gerrymandering. On April 7th, Stand Up for Our Rights. Paid for by American Civil Liberties Union, Incorporated.
Natural gas is a clean, reliable, and convenient source of energy delivered directly to you through underground pipelines. The pipeline system has an excellent safety record, but there are clues that can help you identify a potential hazard. If you smell the strong odor of rotten eggs, hear an unusual hissing sound, or see blowing dirt or debris, it could be a natural gas leak. Leave the area immediately and call We Energies at 800-261-5325.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
Our children deserve a real chance to make it in life, and a good education is a passport to opportunity. At City Ford Collective, we're working to make sure there's a great Milwaukee school for every Milwaukee family, because more good options lead to better outcomes. And who doesn't want that? Together, we can give every child the foundation they need to thrive, and a stronger future for kids means a stronger future for Milwaukee. To learn more about our mission, visit us at cityfordcollective.org. That's cityfordcollective.org.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
When the government is acting like they can't get together, when they dragging their feet, who you gonna call? Tory Lowe. When you just need someone to advocate on your behalf. Tory Lowe. We appreciate you. Tory Lowe. When you call 911 and the cops don't come, or you call the paramedics and they didn't make it, the D trying to cover up for one of their own, or one of your kids go missing, you better go find them. When a detective won't investigate, take the case to Lowe, the one you trust when you can't trust the system. That's Tory Lowe, the one who
1017 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Hey, look, we having a conversation about what took place over the weekend. We're seeing a lot of media stories right now talking about what to do. A lot of talking heads chiming in. The governor even hinted that if the city needed the National Guard, he wouldn't be against sending the National Guard. Mayor also chimes in and said, "Hey, they not looking to have the National Guard come in." But I'm opening up the lines for the people in the city to come forward and talk about this. We got Jeff on the lines. How you doing, Jeff?
How's it going, Tory?
Blessings, brother Jeff.
I was just listening to your show, and I wanted to call in because I wanted to say I don't necessarily agree with that people don't agree with everything, but you have a very open mind and you're willing to open up a dialogue, right, and talk back and forth, so that way we can work things out. Mm-hmm. And I've been listening to your show for months. I love it. I wanted to start off by saying that. And then regarding the violence and things like that, going back, I was thinking back to when I was a child back, or a teenager back in the 90s, or went throughout Milwaukee. I mean, it was everywhere, between abandoned buildings, people's garages, businesses, bus. And the way that I remember them combating that back in the 90s is they had to go a little crazy and start holding these kids accountable. And, I remember if you were a teenager under the age of 18 and you got caught with a can of spray paint, you ended up having to do a week in juvie. Now, that might seem
to stop
extreme,
the graffiti, yeah.
To stop the graffiti, but doing that and staying on top of doing the cleanup constantly within, if there was graffiti that went up somewhere in the city, typically within a week it was covered over, cleaned up. And it's a couple things. So in between holding people accountable and then getting past it and trying to cover it up, and eventually it did work, and it cleaned up the city. I mean,
but that was a community effort.
Nothing like it was.
That was a community effort.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you have community working to resolve things, it helps the overall idea, because if they put the person away for a week and the community didn't rally to get rid of the graffiti, everybody had to do something to make it work. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely. Yeah. No. Absolutely. And it requires engagement on between the community and the problem areas within the city. And if they don't, you can have these pockets of good communities, even in the inner city where you might live in a bad neighborhood. I grew up in the inner city myself, and even though that the overall neighborhood isn't considered a high crime area, that pocket of where we live in, we all watch out for each other. We all watch each other's kids, things like that, and we talk amongst ourselves. Now, I know not all communities are like that, but that is one of the things that definitely helps. Like you said, you need community engagement.
Well, I appreciate you for tapping in, Jeff, because that's exactly why I say we have to repair the village. This is why I say we have to get out here and serve the community, and that don't mean you got to, get out here and try to be a vigilante. That just means we have to bring great awareness in our neighborhoods, and that's going to come through communication and understanding what we have in our neighborhoods and where are the pockets of things that are not, working well, and then identifying it and then making sure we work together as a community to try to resolve it. And that's just basic stuff. If you want to make change, like Jeff said, it takes a community effort to really make the change, but you got to get behind something that's actually going to work, not things that's not going to work. Because I think we jump behind things and it don't work and we get disappointed. Winky Blue, how you doing, Wink?
Hey, good afternoon to you, my man.
Bless us, brother Wink.
I tell you something, man. I heard a lower caller said just let them kill each other and do each other in. Well, see, the problem with that is that if you just let them kill each other, there'll be a lot of innocent victims in the process of the mayhem. See, so if you there'll be a lot of fatality, innocent people, if you just let them go and do each other. It's the same thing with rap music. I think rap music influences a lot of people, and a lot of people say, well, I ain't going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I just be listening to it. Well, you don't have to listen to it, but people that don't listen to it but don't act on it are the victims of those that do act on it. So remember, there's always a victim somewhere when this kind of stuff takes place. Now, I want to ask you a question. Them guys that got shot down there, one of them died on Water Street. What was the ages again?
I think I don't know if it was 20s, early 20s. Was it 22?
Yeah, I think it was a 22-year-old, a 19, and an 18, right?
Right.
Now, were they coming from the concert down there? The Bobby Brown and the New Edition.
It was during concert time. It was a concert going on down there, so I don't know.
But them was all old schoolers. But they said it was some young folk in the concert too, though.
There were some young people at the concert.
So I'm just curious, man. We look at all these laws and things, and I wonder did any of them have those masks on? Because when I go downtown sometime at night, I see folks prowling and moving around with the mask on their face. Remember that they were trying to pass a law, and in some states it's already passed, about the wearing of these ski masks. Now I'm wondering, did any one of those gentlemen have a mask on? Or I'm still trying to figure out what was the deal. It's so murky that I'm trying to figure out what actually happened.
We're hearing about the incident, but we're not hearing about the details that led up to it.
Right. That's right. Did these dude that got killed shoot them two, or was they together? Or did the two dudes shoot dude and he got off around the two? I mean, what's the deal? I'm not quite understanding. Do we got a suspect on the loose? I'm trying to figure out what's going on. They just blowing that up. And I tell you something, man, if we could bring back public executions and forget all this trial stuff. No, really, all of this trial. If you shoot a man in the back or shoot an unarmed man, what we got to go to trial for, man? What we got to hold you up and go through all of this stuff? See, this is the kind of stuff that we did, and I guess it's good too. But if you've been shot, if you shoot a man red-handed in the front of witnesses, and there's nothing circumstantial about this, what we got to deal with you for, man? You did what you did. So let's see if the court's gonna give you this life bit or whatever the sentence calls for, or do you get yourself an execution in that state?
Oh wow!
This is what, and if kids could see that, if they could really see that after that, there's no coming back from that situation. It's a permanent state. A lot of them would change their thought pattern, man, especially on squeezing that gun, because once that bullet goes out.
All right. Well, look, I appreciate Wink for tapping in. Hey, look, I'll tell you this. There's a lot of people that have, lost their lives in the midst of people that are very violent trying to deal with a situation emotionally and missed the person that they was after and got the person that was innocent. So, like I said, I don't believe in having that Wild Wild West mentality out here where people just need to go out here and do, whatever. No, I mean, like I said, we got to do our part too. And a lot of this, a lot of it is random. A lot of it is you don't know where it's going to happen. So when the police come, they're just reacting to a call. So that's why many times people would argue that police is not the solution. And this is why the community is the most important piece to all of this. Because the streets know, no matter what happens out here, somebody at their house, somebody, a friend, a relative, or somebody know what took place. They just not saying nothing. But then when it's their relative being negatively affected, they want people to come out and say something, okay? So we got to get that straight. We got to, as citizens, as people that deal with this community, we got to come to the conclusion that you cannot harm innocent life and get away with it. You cannot affect innocent life in a negative way, and I'm going to be quiet. Understand what I'm saying? That's where we have to draw the line. We'll take Eddie before. We got time to take Eddie? Okay, we ain't got time to take Eddie. When we come back, we got two callers on the line. We got Eddie, we got Blake, and we got some talk to text. We got some chat, and we got guests in the building. We got some guests in the building. Truth Nation, stay locked in.
Come in with straight truth.
If you acted up, if you were out here doing any kind of foolishness or just something that people know would make your family's name look bad, your neighbor from down the street, if they see the son or daughter, be like, what are you doing? They gonna call you out. They gonna let you know that they saw you, and then they gonna tell you, come here. Now you know I'm gonna tell your daddy.
That part.
There are a lot of times when people are new to an area, they don't know where to plug in. And anybody who plugs in the 101.7 The Truth and listen to you and Dame and Truth Nation would know that there is a significant public outcry when violence happens in our community. Don't worry about the outcry if you're not listening to the right people. So I would encourage her to tune in to 101.7 The Truth and listen to you guys, Denise Thomas, Dr. Ken Harris, Tory Lowe, and definitely Sherwin Hughes every day.
Watch all your favorite 101.7 The Truth shows by subscribing to 101.7 The Truth on YouTube.
Hey there, Jane Lynch here. You want to hear something funny? Too bad. You want to hear something uplifting that will inspire you? Good. Because today, I want to talk to you about Direct Relief, a humanitarian organization that does seriously good work when it counts. Fires, hurricanes, earthquakes. When disaster strikes, Direct Relief immediately shows up with medicines, medical supplies, and everything doctors and nurses need to save lives. Let's ship her out! Every day across the United States and around the world, they're making an enormous difference. If someone needs help, Direct Relief helps. No politics, no red tape. Hey, what you doing over there?
Oh, I'm packing insulin for kids with diabetes.
See, every box here is literally a lifeline for someone in critical need. So check them out at directrelief.org and donate if you can. You might just bring a smile to someone's face.
I take care of the kids, and I take care of my dad. I take care of things at work. The groceries, the cleanups, the meltdowns, the doctor's visits, the family events, mealtimes, bedtimes. I take care of all the things everyone else needs. But I haven't made time to take care of what I need.
Family caregivers are often overloaded. It can feel overwhelming and exhausting. It's no surprise that millions of caregivers experience symptoms of anxiety and depression every year. But help is available, because there may only be one you, but you don't have to do it alone. Head to mentalhealthcareworks.org. That's mentalhealthcareworks.org to learn how to get the support you deserve, because mental health care works when you make the call. If you're experiencing a mental health crisis or thoughts of suicide, dial 988, a message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
Milwaukee's Black Talk lives here. You are listening to 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Justice, Wisconsin, the truth. The most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM. The movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory, Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice. We want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory, Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 101.7 The Truth. Thank you for joining me for the third hour of the Tory Lowe Show. We got a couple callers, but we got guests in the studio, so I want to take these callers before we introduce our guests. We've been talking about the violence over the weekend, and the guests want to chime in. Thank y'all for staying on the lines. Let's get Blake. How you doing, Blake?
Up, Tory.
Blessings, brother Blake.
I'm good, man. It's just, by me, I don't like the word victim. By me getting shot up and surviving, and then watching half the people I've known in my life die, and to be just a number. Like when my niece got killed. She was 100th shooting victim of 3 years ago. Dude only got like 6 years, and after 6 years he got 3. I don't ever want to see him. But moving forward, I feel there should be a law passed when there are minor children involved with shootings, as last year and this year, all these 13, 15, 16. If you're 18 and 21, if you under 21, your parents should be charged with what you're charged with. That's what I think the law should be. And then if you're over 21, and they saying don't bank them, don't give them life, all that. That's what jail and laws to be made and broken up for. When I shot the dude that shot me, if you run up my record, a lot of people wouldn't hire me because you got attempted murder records in danger. I protected myself. So I know what it feels like to get shot. I know what it feels like to shoot somebody. I just don't know what it feels like to kill somebody. And I don't want that, because you can't take that back from the movie, South Central. You can't repair that. So with all the disrepair that's going on and all the families that's being ripped to shambles, there has to be a grip set from the walls of law. The mayor's always listening. And Mr. Cavalier knows me. I called this officer acting a fool when my niece got killed. And I had just left the fatherhood summit. And the men got to be men. The women are trying to be women. Little dudes getting kidnapped and the ladies selling drugs. We ain't hearing about it. We're just hearing about it, and it just keeps going. It just keeps going. But the run that they're on right now, the summer's gonna be bad. And they're begging what the youth are doing right now, and these young fools out here. And why does it seem like to me everybody is dingy and funky? Even though they got $100 clothes on and cologne and all the weed, they still walk around here like bums. But here we go. They have been misled out here, so they live the way they feel they can, because as Al said, you have the right state of mind. If you're not walking around here with an A and you can be like the people who I deal with every day. You can't walk a block, but you can work some hours. You need somebody to watch you.
All right, Andrew on the tight schedule. Hey, look, we got guests. Salute, brother Blake, for tapping in. You know, he can finish a sentence. Like a little, let him get a sentence finished. We got Eddie on the lines. Eddie,
I know that ain't who I think it is.
Good day, Tory Lowe. How you doing today, Tory?
How you doing, brother Eddie?
I'm doing good. I got a lot to comment on, Tory. You know, I've got a lot of opinions on a lot of people. I like to tell people how to live their lives. I think I can do that better than they can live their lives for themselves. And you and I both know I feel that way.
Here we go.
Tory, I want to scold. Before Winky Blue was on, and oh, jeez. You're joking, right? This can't keep going on, Tory. I got 7 seconds, Tory. 7 seconds. I'm the guest. I've got my own music. I got 7 seconds. Okay, am I back on? Andrew, are you going to let me do this or not?
Well, hurry up, Eddie. We got guests.
All right, here's what we got to do. We're looking at this in the wrong way. When there were a lot of African-American males who were getting felonies for marijuana possession, we moved the standard. So it was a felony, now it's a misdemeanor. Now, of course, there's CBD shops on every corner, and nobody thinks about pot. It used to be a felony to steal $100 out of a CVS or a Walgreens. What we did is we moved the barricade, right? We moved the standard to $900 or $1,000 so they were able to steal what they had to steal. And my attitude towards this is we need to accept homicidal black violence as black culture.
Here we go. What about
not just in every city in America?
Hold on, Eddie. When you say homicidal black violence, then that makes me believe that you don't think white homicidal violence. That's how we got America. That's how America was built, on white homicidal violence. So you can't start saying things like that and then don't allow for me to kind of correct you, because
my phone's breaking up. Homicidal white. Kept breaking up.
The phone is breaking up. Okay. Thank you for tapping in. Hey, look. Thank you. Now we can get to the guests. Hey, look. We got guests in the studio. We got Black Shife, who have came in. He's an advocate. He deals with a lot of the community patrols in the neighborhoods. Black Shife, thank you for stopping through. But you brought a family with you today. And,
absolutely.
And Black, I know that you out here, you got a lot of hats. You wear a lot of hats. Yeah. But at one of the hats is advocating and dealing with families and mentoring.
Yes, with the youth.
And with the youth. And so today we have a family that is with you. And I want to know more details on what is going on with this family that you brought in the studio today.
So, I'm on, Andrew. I'm good.
You on?
So a few months ago, I was in one of the groups, one of the music groups, actually, and one of the artists, she shared a video like, "Hey, y'all see this?" And it was a young lady being violently removed from her vehicle. You know what I mean? And the officer saying that he didn't need a reason to pull her out, et cetera, et cetera. And I reached out to her. You know what I mean? I put it in one of the advocacy groups, the activist groups, and I wanted to hear her side, what was going on, and I tapped in with her, and she told me give her some time, and she reached back out. So I told her out the gate, like, hey, we can see what's going on, get you to talk to some people, you know what I mean, get some more people advocating for you. And she was with it. She wanted to talk to her mother. So recently she reached back out to me, and here we are. I felt like it was my due diligence, you know what I mean, to bring her down here to speak on this, because her being not just a young lady, a young black lady, you know what I mean, a young black female in the inner city, and this shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen to anyone, but definitely our young women. And
the situation consisted of her being physically abused in many
so many
cases.
Words. You know what I mean? She was totally
by
cooperative.
law enforcement.
Yes, but she in so many words. That's what happened. She was told from the video. She was told, and there's
stated, video too.
Yes, she stated she was cooperative. It shows she was cooperative, And I don't feel like it should have went that way. You know what I mean?
All right. Well, we got the video, and we got Essence and her mom, Jennifer, in the studio. I appreciate y'all for coming through to talk about what took place. How you doing, Essence?
Good. I'm a little shaky from just having to revisit the situation right now. So
when did this happen?
This happened February 2nd around like 8 p.m.
What was going on? What happened? You were leaving?
I was leaving a dinner because I myself was having a rough day, so I'm just like, oh, let me, take myself out to eat to Longhorn. So I wrap up my dinner.
And Longhorn is in where? West Allis?
West Allis, I believe, yes.
Okay.
So I'm wrapping up my dinner. I'm driving, maybe like 10 minutes out from Longhorn. And then I'm checking in my rear view because I always check my rear view here and there. And I seen, you can tell when it's either a police or like a parking, like security or just by like the car. So I'm thinking like, I'm not thinking anything of it. I was just basically thinking like, oh, it's probably like a parking security behind me or something like that. But as I kept driving, I kept seeing him pop in and out of lanes, like trying to get behind my car. And so like as I'm about to hit the highway, there's a stoplight. So I'm the first at the light, and he should have been first at the light. But no, he decided to stay back at least like 1 or 2 car lengths. And I'm just like,
so you being followed by a law enforcement officer?
Right, like
is this a vehicle, a police vehicle,
it's
an
a
actual
state
vehicle,
trooper.
A state trooper vehicle?
It's a trooper vehicle, yes. So I'm just like, whoa. Now I'm kind of nervous because it's just like, okay, I'm just waiting on you to flick your lights now, because me knowing I don't have valid plates on, I still have my dealer plates on, so that was partially my fault. So I'm already knowing, like, I'm preparing myself that I'm finna get. He saw the car with the dealer plates. Right, that I'm about to get pulled over. So I'm driving on the highway. He's still following me. So I'm just like, okay, I don't know what's going on, but hopefully I make it home, or he's, just finna just let me go. But no, I end up getting off of the highway, making a turn. Still nobody's pulling me over. Still nobody's pulling me over. I hit brown deer, but before that I actually sped up a little bit because I was so nervous, because I'm like, okay, why is he following me but he's not pulling me over or flicking his lights? So I kind of sped up. I wouldn't say I was going over maybe like 10 miles per hour over the speed limit. And he finally flicked his lights once I hit that corner, and I immediately pulled over. He got out the car, and then, mind you, before this day, I had got ticketed for me having dealer plates, or I guess no insurance. So I already had the ticket, and I expressed that to him, like, okay, I got a feeling why you pulling me over. I just got ticketed for this yesterday morning. So he's like, okay, let me see some identification. I'm looking at my purse. Mind you, I put my dome lights on. My car is fishbowl, so it's no, like, I don't smoke in my car. I don't do anything. I made sure the dome lights were on so he can see fully in my car, hear me, anything. So I didn't realize that I misplaced my ID, and it was in my glove department with the ticket that I just had from being pulled over previously. So I told him, like, yeah, I don't know where my ID is, but you can look me up. I had this problem before with not having my ID being pulled over. And, they just ask, what's my name?
What's your social security number?
Write it down, everything. They go back to the car, and they look me up. He's so fixated on, roll your window down all the way. I have my window rolled down enough to where you can literally stick your hand in there. He can pass me anything, any documents that he needed to pass me. But he expressed, like, yeah, I need to pass you my notebook so that you can write your name down. I said, I'm giving you my name right now, and I can, I can reach for the notebook right here if you just pass it to me. No problem. So he goes back. He doesn't even get my name. I don't think he got my name. He doesn't even get my information or anything. He goes back to the car, And when he returns, this is when I'm on the phone with my mom now, and I start recording. He goes back, but then he comes back with some spikes. At the time, I didn't know what he had put under my tire. I just know that I seen him put something under my tire. So then I expressed, like, Ma, he just put something under my tire. He came back and asked me to step out of the car. I'm like, what am I stepping out of the car for? Then he proceeded to ask for my information. Gave him my information, went back to the car, and came back and asked for my to see my VIN number. I guess he couldn't see it because something was partially blocking it, but me being in a situation that I'm in now, I didn't want to reach for anything, and he asked me to reach for something or like to clear the pathway of the VIN number being partially blocked. So I'm just like, I expressed to him, like, I'm nervous. I don't want to reach for anything. So he continually.
Did he snatch you? Did he try to break in the car? Did he break the window?
No, this is what's next. He goes back to the car because I'm asking for a supervisor now because he's so arrogant with me now, and I'm nervous. And he's like, nah, this is not how this works. He comes back with another police officer now, and they're just like pleading me to get out of the car, and they're expressing like they don't have to have a reason for me to get out of the car. And mind you, they didn't even tell me why I was getting pulled over to begin with. So I'm just asking for a reason, like, why am I getting pulled out of the car?
And your mom is on the phone too.
My mom's on the car on the phone too, and she's telling me like not to exit the vehicle because they're not giving me a reason at all. So, yeah, it was just a back and forth, and they're just like,
so
okay,
how did
we're
they
gonna bust the
eventually
window.
start getting aggressive towards you?
They just bust my window.
So they bust the window out.
Bust my window out, and they dragged me out of the car. And mind you, it's now about like 3 police cars now, like, and they're all like lined up for me. I don't know why. I have a clean driving record and everything. It's not like he smelled anything on the car. He didn't ask me to do a breathalyzer, see if I was drinking or not, anything of that. So now it's like 3 police officers yanking me out of the car, and I could have got out of the car, but my body went so limp because I was so scared that they just dragged me out of there. They tossed me on all of the glass that broke from my window. And from there, I had scratches all over me because I was thrown on the glass, so it was blood all over my clothes.
Oh,
and,
wow.
Yeah, he didn't answer any of my questions. I couldn't get any information. And mind you, this is Brown Deer, so there's like a Brown Deer police station about 5 minutes from where we're at. Not even, probably. 5-10 minutes from where we're at. He expressed that he was taking me down to Milwaukee County. And I asked him why. I'm like, if you're finna do, that was his plan, to do a book and release, I guess, for the ticket. So if that was your plan, why take me all the way to Milwaukee County to try to book and release me? We get to Milwaukee County, and all of the officers are just arrogant. Like, it was horrible. It was a horrible experience.
So,
we get there, and they can't even book and release me. So we're waiting a whole hour and more to get booked and released, and they expressed that they can't book and release me there. So now he's going all the way back to Brown Deer to book and release me. And I asked him one more time before, we got on the road again. I said, why would you take me all the way down here if we were 5 to 10 minutes away from Brown Deer police station? And he expressed that I was a little all over the place. And I just didn't get that. Like,
oh, wow.
Like, why would you take me further? Now, when did you want to just get it over with if I was so-called all over the place? But, yeah, other than that, it was just complete arrogance. I got my phone back. My phone was on airplane mode.
What did they charge you with?
They charged me, I got a ticket for speeding, and I think no registration. I got a ticket
all
for
that
speeding.
For a traffic ticket?
Yes. And then
a busted window. They snatched you out the car.
Car towed, all of that.
They put strips in front of the car.
Yes.
All for what? For just a traffic ticket.
For
yes.
speeding. Wow.
And a ticket,
behind her before she started driving.
Yes, and the speeding ticket was overly exaggerated. It said that I was going 70 in a 45. I was not going 70 in a 45.
All right, Mom. You hearing all of this? You on the phone? What's going through your mind?
I can't get to my child. That's the only thing I could think about. She did express to me that she wanted to floor and get away from them, and I told her not to because I already knew what was going to happen. If they're this agitated at you, if you took off in this car, they're going to shoot and kill you.
Wow.
So basically that left me because her phone was disconnected from me. I'm calling Brown Deer. I'm calling the county. I went out to Waukesha to try to find out where my child is because the last thing I heard was her yelling at the top of her lungs.
Oh, wow.
So it took me about an hour, maybe 2 hours, to finally find out where she was, and was told that she was going to be booked and released from Brown Deer, and that's where I could pick her up. So basically, after this happened, I was trying to figure out how, who, what, how this should be handled, basically. So I did contact the state troopers. I ordered a copy of the report, a copy of all footage from all 3 officers. Of course, they're going to take their time on that. We just finished filing a complaint with DOJ, Lieutenant Governor. We also are just looking for some justice in this case, because this should not have happened to her. And I believe, and this is my opinion, is that, first of all, they didn't know who her parent was. They didn't know how determined I would be to see things through. Now, not to say that there's no other parents out here, but I just happen to have the time and the patience, and I want this rectified.
Well, look, when we come back, I want to know how the community can help with the situation. And like I said, to me, for traffic, something that's a traffic stop, a speeding ticket, maybe some license may not be registered or whatever that case is, broken windows, snatched out the car.
$4,000 in medical bills.
$4,000 in medical bills. Right. Wow. Well, look, we're going to run the break. When we come back, I want to get how can the community assist with this situation. Truth Nation, we'll be back with more conversation. Stay locked in.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Truth Nation is the best fan base in the country.
Been listening to you guys for probably a month. It's some change now, and this is one of my favorite radio shows. And I'm 24, so I used to think talk shows was like an old head thing, and y'all got me hooked.
Welcome to Truth Nation. We want you to tap into the talk and text line every show, every day at 833-212-1017. Milwaukee Black Talk, 1017 The Truth.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about 4 walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your family's tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hi, I'm Eric Zauner, Marine Corps veteran and board member for the Center for Veterans Issues, calling on the community to tee it up for a great cause. On Monday, June 15th, CVI is hosting its 5th annual golf outing at the River Club in Mequon. This year's event is supporting CVI's permanent supportive housing program, dedicated to assisting chronically homeless or disabled veterans and their families. Grab your clubs and support our veterans today. Register to golf, sponsor, or donate at cvivet.org/events.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Happy kids heal faster, and that's why Starlight is dedicated to improving the mental well-being of sick kids across the U.S. Learn how at starlight.org.
Call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Tory Lowe, I'm calling you. Tory Lowe, I heard your name from the side of the road, but I ain't even from Milwaukee, oh.
1017 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. We got a family in studio, and I'll tell you this. I appreciate you, Essence, for telling your story because it's a lot going on with this situation. Windows busted over a traffic stop. This is a basic traffic stop. Does it have anything to do with you selling drugs or having a gun or anything being life-threatening? You're a young woman. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 19.
19 years old. At what time of day was this?
This is around, because I had work at 10 o'clock. So this is around probably about 8:30.
It's dark out.
It's dark.
And so they see a young woman, 19 years old, no marijuana, no drugs, no nothing, a traffic stop, something that could have been handled easily, and it escalated to them breaking your window, snatching you out the car. They had your information, putting strips in front of the car. Mom on the phone listening to all of this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in. My heart gets to beating out of my chest every time I see a police ride past me or I'm near any police. Like, I'm very, very traumatized from this. And I done been through some stuff, but this has been the most traumatizing thing ever out of my 19 years of living. And I don't wish that feeling or that experience on my worst enemy or anybody. Yeah, I just hope that I get my justice. That's all that I want from out of this.
Mom, when the body camera footage comes back, let me get some of that. Let me see too as well.
Okay.
Because I know that they got to have some kind of body camera footage.
So the issue with that is I did a little investigating. So we just finished on the 17th, put in a complaint with DOJ and the lieutenant governor. According to what's written is that if something wasn't done in the first 90 days of the incident, then it's hard for anything to be solved. They kind of just drop it. So that's why I feel at this point in time, we got this state troopers waiting on paperwork to send me the report because I ordered it like on the 4th, telling me it's going to be a long time. I called to follow up and see when I could get it. Oh, we have other reports in front of you. Okay.
Oh, wow.
I'll take that. I'll take that. So with that, I guess what we would need or appreciate is some advice as to how to go or where to go from here. because I think I've done my due diligence up to this part, and then maybe a lawyer, a therapist for both of us, and just a path so that we can see ourselves clear, because there is no way in the world. I haven't been able to look at the video because I heard everything going on, that this should happen to anybody's child.
You said $14,000 in medical bills.
$4,000.
$4,000. Okay, $4,000 in medical bills.
Hey, let's go for it.
What was the harm? What was the damage?
As far as her, she had a chip bone in her wrist. She had cuts and everything else. But they did X-rays and everything else to make sure nothing else was going to happen. Now, at the point in time that this incident happened, they did offer her an ambulance to go get checked out, but she was under duress. She wanted to get through the situation as fast as possible. She didn't want to be detained or in the presence of any of the officers. She wanted to get her ticket and come home. So, and then even with that being said, there was no ticket on the spot. This man said, you'll get your ticket in the mail. Now, you didn't cause all these issues and problems with this excessive force, and then at the end of the situation, you said, we're going to mail you the ticket?
They lost my ID. On top of that.
So you gave him the ID. They eventually lost the ID.
I eventually found my ID while he went back to his car, and I gave it to him. And I didn't get my ID because he said he lost it. So at the end, when I was ticketed, yeah. So I had to go through all of this the next day to try to get my ID, insurance, car registered. I had to go the extra mile because I didn't have an ID.
All right, so and at the end of the day, you're asking that we get a little bit more legal aid in this situation.
Because I have no recourse or how to expedite the video or the report. And then Sergeant White of the state troopers, they have this spiel at the end that if you if this investigation tells that you are lying, we will press charges. But the thing is that the charges need to be pressed against the officers that handled the situation.
Overly aggressive.
Yes. Do not threaten me because I know what's wrong or right. I've been here for 57 years, and I know what you did and have a criminal justice background.
You wouldn't have never thought this would happen from your daughter, 19 years old, going to Longhorn to have dinner, get out, be followed, and basically abused and harassed, basically over something as simple as a traffic ticket.
We don't even know if it was a traffic ticket. That's what he came up with.
So what was the charges?
The charges was a traffic ticket and no registration, but he never said why he stopped her. That was after the fact. We didn't know why he stopped her until we got the ticket in the mail.
Put her through all of that and then gave the son the ticket in the mail.
Absolutely.
Wow.
With no rhyme or reason.
Well, look, I appreciate you, Black Shy, for bringing this family through. Because one thing we can do in this community is get the word out and make sure that we can see what resources are available to these families. And I thank you for doing that today. You know what I mean? I'll work on my end to see what I can do too as well. Because once again, we have a young woman, 19 years old, not breaking the law. Maybe the tags. You said you already got a ticket for the tags.
Yeah, the previous day.
So that's maybe a traffic stop.
She can't control a dealer tag.
Well, what I'm saying is if a trooper pull you over, okay, that's either another ticket or they're going to tow the vehicle.
Yeah.
That's not breaking the glass.
It's not that deep.
That's not snatching people out of the car. That's not doing all this extra that took place.
Really?
Yeah. So basically, any counseling that me and her can get to work through this, and any information regarding a lawyer that can help us expedite this paperwork. So I don't know if the state can do that on their own or the Department of Justice can do that on their own, but we need a copy of it. We need to have
So the
something.
open records request for the video has been filed?
I did.
Okay.
And I have the date and the time, everything as to when I did all that.
Here we go. Well, look, I'm gonna see what I can do to see if I can help and assist. Once again, tragic situation where a young 19-year-old black woman, black girl out here going to Longhorn. This happened from going to Longhorn. Not nobody that was out here dealing drugs, not nobody that was out here doing heinous things in the community. This happened to a young woman that was trying to get back home from going out to eat. Wow. Thank y'all for coming through. Hey, look, Truth Nation, when we come back, we'll have more conversations. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Our children deserve a real chance to make it in life, and a good education is a passport to opportunity. At City Ford Collective, we're working to make sure there's a great Milwaukee school for every Milwaukee family, because more good options lead to better outcomes. And who doesn't want that? Together, we can give every child the foundation they need to thrive, and a stronger future for kids means a stronger future for Milwaukee. To learn more about our mission, visit us at cityfordcollective.org. That's cityfordcollective.org.
Real talent is defined by what people can do, not where they learn to do it. So by stopping at the education section of a resume, you might throw away the perfect hire. You might miss someone who has valuable skills to offer to help your business thrive right now and in the future. Because the truth is this: Skills First Hiring helps you see talent others miss, like more than 70 million stars, skilled through alternative routes. When you let their story unfold, you gain a competitive advantage, because hiring managers who start with skills are 60% more likely to find a successful hire. See the real person, complete. See what others miss. Hire skills first. Learn why it's a competitive advantage at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
Metastatic breast cancer, or stage 4 breast cancer, happens when cancer spreads beyond the breast to other parts of the body. About 168,000 women are living with it today, with Black women at a higher risk due to various factors. Research has led to treatments that help manage the disease and improve quality of life. The Everyday Counts study explores how nutrition and exercise coaching can support women with metastatic breast cancer. To learn more about the Everyday Counts study in Milwaukee, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu. If you or someone you know has stage 4 breast cancer, please encourage them to call and enroll in this valuable study. Again, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat, brought to you by FidelityInvestments.com. Now that we're in the second year of President Donald Trump's second term, our team of analysts at Bloomberg Intelligence is taking stock of how some of the administration's pushback against DEI is changing the business landscape. Bloomberg Intelligence senior ESG analyst Rob Duboff says almost half of U.S. states have taken the lead from the White House and attempted legislation to curb DEI.
Out of the states that proposed it, you've seen 18 have actually been signed into law. They've really designed to, that includes whether it's for admissions, that comes to hiring and promotions for faculty. You know, you've really seen that's probably the most leverage where you've seen at the state level. You've also seen a couple of state attorney generals have gone the court route.
Attorneys general from Missouri, Florida, and Texas have all launched legal action against companies over issues related to diversity. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
This True Sports Update is brought to you by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel. The Milwaukee Brewers are just 2 days away from opening day. The crew will have their final tune-up today against the Cincinnati Reds. That's a 4:10 first pitch at American Family Field. Then on Thursday, they open the season against the Chicago White Sox at home. Full opening day coverage on our sister station, 620 WTMJ. A shorthanded Milwaukee Bucks team lost on the road to the LA Clippers 129-96 on Monday night. The Bucks have lost 10 of their past 14 games, including 3 of 4 since sitting Giannis Antetokounmpo because of a left knee injury. Head coach Doc Rivers after the loss.
Defensively, we had a rough night tonight. Offensively, as rough. You know, it is what it is.
Milwaukee continues their road trip tonight in Portland. This True Sports Update was brought to you by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Tory Lowe. You know when you can't trust the police, who you gonna call? When the government is acting like they can't get together, when they dragging their feet, who you gonna call? Tory Lowe. When you just need someone to advocate on your behalf. Tory Lowe. We appreciate you. When you call 911 and the cops don't come, or you call the paramedics and they didn't make it, the dig trying to
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. Joining me as we broadcast live, we got advocate Arthur Elizabeth Brown. How you doing, Queen?
Hey, salute, King. All is well.
Hey, look, we got a family in here, a young woman that went to Longhorn to have something to eat. And then eventually was pulled over. She 19 years old, no weed, no drugs, no guns, no nothing. And they excessive force. To me, that's what it sounds like to me. It's a traffic stop. You give them a ticket, let them keep moving.
Let them go. Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
Salute
Very
to Essence
egregious.
and her mom, Jennifer, and Black Shy for coming through. But
Hey, salute.
it seems like it's no relief sometimes.
Hey, King, with the leadership that we have in play, again, like I said, I'm not surprised. It's getting more frequent, and again, we're talking about it was already ridiculous when it came to, the violation that men have seen by the police in the city of Milwaukee. But again, like you stated, this 19-year-old woman, no weed smell. Again, it's pivotal for us, again, to learn our rights. Again, we talk about it on your show with the body cam footage and how the taxpayers paying for that. What they don't tell you is that you got to sue them to even get that footage. We know that because of all the families that we've had to help, and we find out
Joel
after the fact.
Acevedo.
Come on. And the reality of that is, again, we have allowed these people to go too far. And if we don't change it, it's not going to change. The sad reality of that. But outside of that, the PTSD that comes to this 19-year-old who have done nothing wrong, okay, and have been treated like a criminal. On top of the fact that when we think about in our community, all of the talks that they put together about bringing the police out, cops and cuts, we didn't have these conversations. Why the children run, why they react the way that they react. This is one in a million reasons why. This is another example. Why? Salute again to that mother and that daughter and Shife, because these are the stories that need to be told. Again, like we always say, every cop is not a good cop, but you got to prove to be every cop is not a bad cop, but you got to prove yourself to be a good cop. And at the end of the day, if this is happening and they try to make it seem like it's something that we're doing wrong, these are the professionals. and you bust down somebody like that, like you stated, that's supposed to be a ticket and you go about your way. Why the abuse of power is above and beyond me on why these situations continue to happen, and it's always in our community.
Well, when we come back, Elizabeth Brown, I want to get your final thoughts on today's show. Truth Nation. Stay locked in.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Coming with straight truth.
We can do anything when it comes to being organized, when it comes to making sure that we're active, when it comes to making sure that we're holding people accountable and making sure that we get something out of the deal. Y'all don't know how to make deals. Y'all mad at Donald J. Trump because he's trying to make deals or trying to say that he's the master of the art of the deal. Well, okay, what deals is you trying to make?
Catch the Tory Lowe Show every weekday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your families tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
Hi, I'm Greg Fritsch, president of the Center for Veterans Issues, inviting you to get involved in supporting the CVI mission. The Center for Veterans Issues is proud to serve veterans across Wisconsin. Each year, we help more than 1,200 veterans stay housed, find meaningful employment, and connect with the support they've earned. From housing assistance and job training to case management and suicide prevention outreach, our team is here to help veterans build stable, independent lives. If you're a veteran in need of support, visit cvivet.org. Donations can also be accepted at cvivet.org/donate.
The legendary Broadway show is back. The Wiz. The Chicago Sun-Times raves. It's an eye-popping, high-intensity revival. The music, the voices, the legend returns. Entertainment Weekly says, run, don't ease on down to this spectacular revival. The Wiz. Playing the Marcus Center, March 24th through 29th. Tickets at marcuscenter.org.
After an accident, don't wait to get the help you need. Call Gruber Law Offices first. There is no fee until we win your case. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Prizes, exclusive experiences, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting truthcontests.com. That's truthcontests.com.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
The Analysis Live is one of the biggest nights in Wisconsin sports, and we do not want you to miss out. Buy one ticket and get one free, courtesy of ESPN Wisconsin. Look, it's going to be a night you won't forget. Hey, look, March 27th, the Analysis Live is completely unpredictable show with the Thanasis Antetokounmpo and surprise guests. Once again, where were you when Stephen A. showed up for the show and Bobby Portis brought the house down? Hey, look, buy one, get one ticket free. Go to taliveshow.com. That's where you get the tickets. Enter code ESPN WIBOGO. That's ESPN WIBOGO. Hey, look, and when you check out, You get 2 for 1. Hey, look, it's going to be stars in the building. I cannot wait. Hey, look, once again, buy one ticket, get another one free. Courtesy of ESPN Wisconsin. Go to taliveshow.com. It's going to be March 27th at the Riverside Theater. taliveshow.com. Get one ticket, get the other ticket free. Courtesy of ESPN Wisconsin. I can't wait to see you there. Joining me as we broadcast live, we got Elizabeth Brown. How you doing, Queen?
Hey, King. It's Tuesday.
Hey, look, we've been talking about all of the talk about the violence. A lot of shootings went on over the weekend. Governor has chimed in. A lot of the mayor has chimed in. I remember when Tweezy got shot downtown, and everybody was saying, okay, it's kind of almost the same script.
Song and dance.
Yes, kind of almost the same script going on again, just a different situation.
Absolutely. And it's going to continue to happen because, again, we continue to allow these clowns to put on a show. It's the big top, okay? And in the meantime, between time, lives are being taken. Again, they're talking about, how many dollars they done put towards certain things. Again, where's the relief? Clearly, money ain't the issue because they taxing the people. We getting taxed, but there is no safety. There is no results. Nobody is showing us the results. They always talking about what they gonna do, what they finna do, what they about to do, and then it never happens. We know that Milwaukee is a city that have meetings to have meetings, and with no results. Nothing is result based. And then here we are again after a bloodbath of a weekend with the same individuals who, if we do a couple rows back of these news presses, they was just telling us we were safe, right?
Hey.
Didn't they just say we were safe?
Hey.
That crime was down? These are the same clowns that if you go back in the news feed, they told us we were safe. Things were getting better. They had all of these programs in place. Now they're about to give more money to program. All of these programs, and it's still happening. The question is, again, we need an audit. We need to make sure that the programs that they done gave this money to are truly programs and not just a mission statement with one of their family members behind it.
Like what happened in Minnesota with the Somali.
That part.
Hey.
Because where's the relief? Come on.
It's starting to feel like it.
Absolutely. Because these are, again, reactionary tactics. Because they don't want it to get no better because our brokenness pay a lot of people. And that's what we have to understand. In reality, like we're just talking about this young woman who they use excessive force with. It's not new in this city. Everybody know that black people get stopped by the police 9.5 times more than anybody else. Okay? And that is violence on a group of people that they claim they're trying to make the situations better. Okay? Those programs that they put together with that, again, what have gotten better? Murder's not down. I mean, the murder's not down. The rape's not down. The brutality is not down. I mean, this is the same city we're talking about. Go back to Ernest Lacy, okay? Frank Jude, okay? We're not talking about the young men and men that were being violated on the police stops by Vagnini, okay? Like, what are we talking about? When we listening to them with the dog and the pony show, nothing has gotten better. So what are we really doing? Outside of sitting back, allowing these people to continue to play in our face. Monday, you told us we were safe. Tuesday, we got robbed, somebody got shot. And then Wednesday, you say, okay, we finna put this money in this program. And then come Sunday, it's another bloodbath. And you say, now you blame the community.
Wow.
I mean, come on, King.
All I'm going to say is this, this is where I say we as community members have to take control over where our money is going and to make it work. I mean, this is money that's taken from us. We at least have the basic necessity ideas to make it work for us. And I think that they have found out that some people, they're not even controlling that level of government where they are demanding that their tax dollars work for their best interests. They just willy-nilly with the money, throwing it out there. And the same talking heads for the last decade, or they buddies, or the network, the same establishment network is the ones that's out here controlling where the money goes and filling their pockets many times. Misuse of funds is running rampant. Okay, so when do we as a people say, okay, we got to hit the reset button on a lot of this? Because we are paying for this. I mean, we don't look at it that way, but it is our money that's going into a lot of these agencies and things like that, and we still haven't came out with any results. But I think we've become so numb to not getting results that we just continue to allow the machine to run.
But even that ain't even true, because again, this is why they reach out to you. The person that's not getting paid is having to do the work of those who getting paid. When we talk about community engagement and we need to be telling these people what to do, let's not forget that y'all mayor, cavalier, what you talking about, Willis Johnson and David Crowley took the civic engagement for us to tell them what we want them to do with our tax dollars after they taxed us. Because they had the complexion, they had they looked like us, so they came in and stripped our civic duty, our right to tell them what to do with our tax dollars, and now they doing whatever the hell they want to do with it. This is the same mayor who took our civic engagement that picked Procell and knew that he didn't have what it takes to be there.
Actually, technically, that was an illegal choice.
Come on, man.
It was against the law.
And he's supposed to know. Hey, but he talking about stopping ICE.
Oh, wow.
Come on. What we talking about?
Here we go.
Yeah, that part.
He didn't even get fired. It was illegal. That was an illegal choice.
Period.
Wow.
And he's supposed to know better as the mayor.
And this the person that's supposed to help the violence. All right. Look, hey, we here watching it just like everybody else. Hey, look, I appreciate you for being on the front lines, Queen. We got a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot going on. Hey. Well, I appreciate you for being on the front lines. I'll talk to you soon. All right. Get it. Thank you for everybody joining the show in the chat. Another powerful conversation in the chat. Salute to everybody that talked the text. Salute to everybody that called in and added to the content today. We appreciate you. Hey, look, it's a lot going on, but it's like almost like the script. We get to see the same script every time a weekend like last weekend takes place. It's the same script, just different victims. It's time to regroup, rethink, and reshape. Keep your head on a swivel. Green don't always mean go. And look both ways before you cross the streets. I love you. Dr. Ken Harris up next.
The Brew Crew are back on March 26th.
Curio sends it deep to left, and there she goes.
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they open up the season against the Chicago White Sox.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness.